tuned to Citi, you're number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. Citi FM. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM, 97.3.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Rise above the noise.
(6:32), and it is good to praise the Lord and make music to your name, O Most High, proclaiming your love in the morning and your faithfulness at night. Oh, I love it. Proclaiming your love in the morning and your faithfulness at night, to the music of the 10-string lyre and the melody of the harp. For you make me glad by your deeds, Lord. I sing for joy at your hands, at what your hands have done. How great are your works, O Lord, how profound your thoughts. Senseless people do not know, fools do not understand, that though the wicked spring up like grass, and all evildoers flourish, they will be destroyed forever. But you, Lord, are forever exalted. For surely your enemies, Lord, surely your enemies will perish. All evildoers will be scattered. You have exalted my horn like that of a wild ox. Fine oils have been poured on me. My eyes have seen the defeat of my adversaries. My ears have heard the rout of my wicked foes. The righteous will flourish like a palm tree. They will grow like a cedar of Lebanon, planted in the house of the Lord. They will flourish in the courts of our God. They will still bear fruit in old age. They will stay fresh and green, proclaiming, the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no wickedness in him. It's been 7 years of God's goodness, and we will sing a new song to the Lord. We will make music to his name, because the Lord has been good. 7 years of Channel 1 television, 7 years of growth, 7 years of change, 7 years of impact, and the Lord has been good. And so this morning, what shall we render unto the Lord for all that he has done unto us? We will still bear fruit in old age. We will stay fresh and green, proclaiming that the Lord is upright. He has been our rock indeed. There is no wickedness in him. We have found mercy and favor in the Lord's eyes. And we are grateful to the Lord that he is found in us worthy instruments for the cause of his good. Welcome to Wednesday morning, 97.3 Citi FM. It's a rainy morning. Wherever you are on the road, please be safe. For us here at Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, we're counting our blessings, naming them one by one, giving glory to whom it is due for sustaining us, and saying our thank yous to you, our viewers, our listeners, our partners, our stakeholders. Thank you for believing in the dream. Thank you for trusting in our journey. And thanking all of you, colleagues, management, staff, for making the dream happen. It takes a team to make the dream work. So thank you so much, everyone who's been a part of this journey. Welcome to a brand new day, brand new start, brand new promise, brand new opportunity. Businesses brought to you by Access Bank, more than banking. Access Bank says join us with your Ketua and take away Kasia. Simply deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis into your new or existing Access Bank current or savings account. To join the promo, increase it to 500 Ghana cedis or more. Qualify for a draw. For our youth customer solo account, spend 500 Ghana cedis or more with the Access Visa card. Qualify for a reward. Don't sit back. Deposit now and stand a chance to win a share of over 500,000 Ghana cedis in cash. Another amazing rewards like PS5, iPhone 16, Chromebook, much more in our 4 monthly mini draws and 2 mega draws. It's a promo that's running from now to September. We're doing this in partnership with the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. T's and C's apply. Fuck it to our magic here and sing thank you, Lord. 0800 004400 is the number. www.ghana.accessbankplc.com is the website. Access Bank, certainly modern banking. We're jumping to the news review shortly. Come on.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji. As a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Kasakra. Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Jumping into the news review brought to you Fidelity Bank, from the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood. Wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, whatever it is, we are here with you. Every goal deserves a chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. Journey with us, we understand you. We are Fidelity Bank. We are with you every step of the way. Together, let's turn your dreams into reality. Oh yeah, believe with us. And it's a celebratory mood right here in the city. We are jubilating. 7 years of relevance, 7 years of change, 7 years of impact. Welcome to our day. Good morning, gentlemen. Richard on the sky.
Good morning,
gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Great to see you this morning.
Good to see you as well.
Looking so spiffy and sounding so excited.
Yes.
Thanking God for 7 years of Channel 1 television.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is when they say Azairo. So that be just for the money.
By the way, Azan is festival, celebration, commemoration, jubilation. All glory to God.
Absolutely.
And all thanks to those who have supported.
Absolutely.
We pray for 70. That it will be great impact.
Amen.
We will also build intergenerational companies to the glory of God.
Amen.
In the meantime, there's a lot of things happening in Ghana. It's raining. I have a weather warning this morning, and I just want to urge people to take it easy.
Yes.
Because even though it's morning, the roads are very dark because we don't have street lights, and because the sun has taken some time to come out, people need to be very careful. The forecast, let me just read it.
Before that, though, just in front of the police headquarters, training school here in Tesano. Yes, there is a crash there, car overturned. So it's blocked the entire stretch towards Achimota area. So if you are on that road, please, you may well have to find an alternative.
Well, as stated in the earlier weather warning, the rainstorm, which started from Togo has moved into the country and is expected to induce cloudy conditions and produce thunderstorms with rain of varying intensities over parts of the southern half of this morning in the afternoon hours as well. As the day progresses, mostly cloudy conditions will alternate with occasional sunshine across most places in the country. However, thunderstorms or rains are expected along parts of the coastal, middle, and transition and northern regions from the late afternoon into the early evening hours. So people should be alert and be prepared. Those are the two things they've said to us.
Okay. Do they need, visa to come into the country?
They just come from Nigeria. Sometimes they don't even pass.
They don't ask permission to. They just show up.
They don't pay anything. They just show up.
No levy, no anything.
One day when we become president, we'll it's called what do you call it? Intercontinental
weather levy.
How can you just come to a country and start raining? Intercontinental hazard levy.
Something.
I tell you. Meantime, we are learning that for each liter of fuel we buy, we will be paying a Citi. Parliament has approved that.
Yes.
So that's one of the developments people have been talking
we'll delve
about.
into it. I have just very few papers. The Daily Graphic this morning has a nice aerial shot of the proposed Central complex. And according to the paper, this site is being occupied by squatters. It's a complicated story. It reads $2.5 billion industrial hub stalls squatters swamp site. Suleiman Mustafa writing. We'll deal with that shortly. Cities to stabilize around between 10 to 12 cities banned against dollar. President assures exporters. We want to break the 8 Mahama. Charlie, OSP uncovers 280 million CD NPA scandal. Government releases 987 million CD common fund to assemblies. And the back page. Petition to revoke LI 2462. Galamsey activists secure 7,700 signatures, of which I'm one, this morning. And businessman convicted of illegal installation of inline pumps in Tamale.
Okay, now the news center says this morning $4 billion gold cash from 41.5 tons exports by Gold Board and PMMC in 2025. Sami Jemfi, the chief executive there, although acting, is talking about this matter. Also on the front page of the news center, Mahama hails Otumfuo's peace efforts in Boko. Some other stories on the front page this morning.
The Inquisitor says, who say man no day? OSP cuts Ken to size. In other stories, Otumfuo commends Sami Jemfi as gold purchases by Gold Board hit record high in May 2025. TDC rolls out 24-hour game plan tomorrow. And Think Global lead smart Kofi Aban to UPSA students.
Let me take you to the Daily Gist newspaper. Oforiatta hits back at OSP over cancer treatment. Also on the front page this morning, Wuntumi storms Baumia's office after Yoko release. And Mahama imposes 1 Ghana cedi levy on litre of petrol.
This day leads to a Parliament ratifies WTO fisheries agreement, strengthens against illegal fishing. Also, Gold Board to open Ghana Gold Village as Africa's premier gold jewelry hub. This is Sami Jemfi speaking yesterday. And mobile data prices to fall, users to get more value. Sam George.
Let me take you to the Informer. OSP, no respecter of persons, Oforiatta told. Also on the front page this morning, battle against perennial flooding. MP urges attitudinal change. That the Member of Parliament is Martin J. Mensah Kosa, a former minister in the local government ministry. And also on the front page this morning, EPA declares war on Galamsey. As for this war, we continue to declare it.
The war has been declared.
She needs help for helicopters, some guns, and some vehicles, and she's good to go. Okay. Let me take you online, shall we? Parliament approves one. You're not done. Please go ahead.
One more. The new publisher says mining in motion summit. Gold Board kickstarts anti-gold smuggling task force, and then also Finance Minister warns Need Board do not sell state assets to politicians, and minorities digging into the Sanzadali matter. She's here on the front page.
All right. So Channel 1 news.com this morning. Parliament approves 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy hike despite minority walkout. Halt unnecessary power struggle. Atachia tells NPP bigwigs reconsider proposed tax hike on petroleum products. This is COPEC to government. And stop undermining party unity in Wuntumi bill support. Ashanti MPP to critics. Mahama, I won't stop anti-corruption agencies from doing their work. If you go to citynewsroom.com, the story of 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy hike is here as well. And energy analysts are saying that it's unjustified and burdensome. Align central government and district assembly common fund projects to avoid waste. This is a J. Mensah Kosa to the government. And BOG governor targets single digit lending rate in 4 years. If you go to My Joy online, Parliament approves new 1 Ghana cedi levy. That's the headline everywhere. OSP flew out to meet Samuel Mahama. Same approach should be applied to Ken Oforiatta. This is Bafo Ewa. There are other stories, but we can.
Let me give you a few international headlines of interest. So, South Korea's new president has a Trump-shaped crisis to avert. But the interesting one is Musk calls Trump's tax bill a disgusting abomination. So the big falling out has occurred. So Musk is calling Donald Trump's tax bill a basically not going to work. So let's get into the details. I think we should start online with the Parliament approving the 1 cedi before we come to the BOG and the finance, because the president is also talking about the cedi where it will end. But Nia Ikukan reports that Parliament has passed the Energy Sector Levy Amendment Bill approving a 1 cedi increase on the levy imposed on petroleum products. This is expected to raise an estimated 5.7 billion cedis in additional revenue. According to Finance Minister Dr. Kazelatu Forson, the funds will be used to ease the country's mounting energy sector debt and secure fuel for thermal power generation. Now, the Finance Minister told Parliament yesterday that the country currently owes $3.1 billion in energy-related debt, with a total of 3.7 needed to clear the arrears. And he said an additional 1.2 billion is required to purchase fuel. One big question people asked was why they didn't use the electricity tariff route. If you read the memorandum, they said that would increase tariffs by over 50%. So they've preferred using the petroleum route because of the currency savings. More on this later on. Let me stay with the economy, gentlemen.
The president give you an angle right. Because an energy analyst, his name is Benjamin Isia. He's the executive director for the Center for Environment and Sustainable Development. He is describing the government's approved 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy as regressive, uncreative, and detrimental to already strained consumers. So that's some reaction there.
Still on taxes.
Still on taxes. If you go to page 8 of the News Center, there's a story there that is saying convert COVID levy into mental health fund. And that's coming in from the folks within the health insurance space. And they are saying that one way of ensuring that we deal with the problems within the sector is to raise additional funding from that space. Already, we are seeing 1%, not per 1%, 1 Ghana cedi per litre of fuel.
Yes, now, of course, energy analysts are saying this is unjustified, as you read. Still on the economy, the BOG governor says they are targeting single-digit lending rate in 4 years. That will be something. The president says he expects the city to stabilize around 10 to 12 cedi band against the dollar. This is President Mahama has projected that the Ghana cedi will stabilize within a band of 10 to 12 Ghana cedis against the US dollar, describing it as fair value to support both exporters and importers while maintaining macroeconomic stability. Now, speaking at a meeting with the Federation of Association of Ghanaian Exporters, FAGE, the president acknowledged the recent currency appreciation but cautioned against an excessively strong cedi, which could harm export competitiveness. Some people say the cedi could fall to 4 cedis to the dollar.
That's what they should do.
Oh, I think they should rather say, some people should say the dollar could fall to 4 cedis. But we know the true value is not there. If it drops that low, it will kill all export businesses, he said. Following consultation with the... But it's true, he's right. Following consultation with the Minister of Finance. So you have to... That's what's called balance. Following the consultation with the Minister of Finance and Governor of the Bank of Ghana, the government believes the cedi's real value lies somewhere between 10 cedis and 12 cedis. The president said the recent forex auction has already brought the exchange rate to just a little above 10 cedis, which signals stability. Now, the FAGE's Davis Kobo led the meeting and was attended by reps of over 22 association of affiliates that make up the FAGE. This include mango growers, pineapple growers, Ghana roots and tuber exporters, and textile manufacturers, vegetable exporters, handcraft producers, service providers, cashew and other nut processors. So they say if the dollar comes down too much, they can't make any money.
There's an interesting article on the High Street Journal, Bernard. It's on the fuel. Coincidence or calculation? Ghana and South Africa raise fuel levies in striking sync. So as global oil prices dip, two African giants raise fuel taxes almost simultaneously, raising eyebrows and questions. Were they comparing notes? So in a twist that feels more coordinated than coincidental, Ghana and South Africa have both moved within hours of each other to hike fuel taxes despite falling global
Meanwhile,
oil prices.
Some OMCs had lowered their export price following the currency gain. The Chamber of Petroleum Marketing Company says Citi gains alone do not dictate fuel prices. So just to put it in context, but a number of them, so there's this infographic where about 8 of them lowered their pump, whilst a number of them have not. The chamber has defended the modest fuel price reductions recorded in the first pricing window of June, insisting that pump prices cannot and should not be pegged solely to the performance of the Ghana cedi. In a detailed statement issued in response to the growing public criticism, particularly from the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies clarified that ex-pump prices are determined by a complex blend of market variables that go far beyond currency appreciation.
Okay, let me take you to the daily gist. Let's move into the gold space. Gold board declares war on smuggling and powers some $4 billion in exports. Now, Grace Ziga, writing on page 3 of the Daily Gist newspaper, says that the newly empowered Gold Regulatory Agency and Ghana Gold Board, the Ghana Gold Board, has launched an aggressive crackdown on illegal gold smuggling while celebrating a historic turnaround in the country's artisanal mining sector. Now, at the Mining in Motion Summit in Accra, Gold Board's Chief Executive Officer Sami Jemfi announced record-breaking export figures and outlined a series of sweeping reforms aimed at reclaiming control over Ghana's gold trade, and they are targeting smuggling and illegal use
at the same time. Sami Jemfi has been revealing, the Chief Executive of Gold Board, that his outfit will roll out a digital traceability technology for its entire supply chain before the end of the year. This traceability system would enhance market access and value of the country's artisanal small-scale mining. As yesterday he admitted that they don't always know the source of all the gold, especially at the artisanal level.
I just wanted to touch on 2 quick things. The Governor Bank of Ghana says they are targeting to lower lending rates to 10% or less within the next 4 years. You know, the big issue has been the lending rates that banks offer to customers. Now, the current lending rates in Ghana average around 27.4%, making access to affordable credit a significant hurdle for businesses. Speaking to the AGI forum in Accra, Dr. Siama stressed the urgency of structural reform to tackle the issue. Now, they've also sort of outlined some measures aimed at reining in banks in the way they do business, including the issues of charges. I'll read that to you later on. But there's a story in the graphic I want to just highlight. A massive $2.5 billion project by Central Building Materials Complex, an initiative under the government's Big Push program, has stalled due to a dispute with, they call them squatters, on the land, on the site. The company has faced significant setbacks in its bid to develop the proposed site it acquired 7 years ago, which is located at Ashaiman along the Tema-Accra motorway. The complex is for the manufacture of a tall list of building materials, as well as training, fabrications, and companies in the built environment. Now, the Central Building Materials Complex is aimed at blah, 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 blah. Now, the parent company, Central Group, has invested in the country with projects including the Central Steel, Central Ceramics, Central Petroleum Refinery, all in the Tema Enclave. The project details are given, but what we are told is that some people have occupied the land. It says the company has made several attempts to evict the squatters through the TDC and Ashama Municipal Assembly, but without success. We've made several attempts to evict them through these groups since we acquired the land 7 years ago, but without success. Mr. Gomado Kobla told the Daily Graphic.
Okay, let me take you to another story related to the asset acquisition space. If you go to page 2 of the new publisher, there's a story there. Do not sell state assets to politicians. That's quoting the Minister for Finance. The story says Finance Minister Dr. K. Zelatu has issued a stern warning to the newly inaugurated Board of Trustees of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, NEAT, urging them to resist any pressure to sell state assets to politicians or politically exposed persons. Now, speaking during the swearing-in ceremony of the board in Accra, Dr. Forson cautioned the board to uphold the public interest in all investment decisions and avoid repeating past mistakes that have raised concerns about the stewardship of pension funds.
Right. So Chairman Wontumi, on to some politics now. Chairman Wontumi visits Dr. Baumia following Iyoko release. There's a photo of him smiling, looking much better than before. Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Entribo Siako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, has paid a visit to former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia following his release from custody of the Economic and Organized Crime Office. And Atacha is also asking or urging President Mahama to rein in the security excesses.
It's very interesting you mentioned that South Africa and Ghana both raise fuel prices. There's a BBC story that's also talking about illegal mining in South Africa. South Africa's hunt for Tiger, alleged illegal mining kingpin, So they also dealing with Charlie.
Tiger is there, Shawan.
I'm telling you. So this story says nobody in South Africa seems to know where Tiger is. The 42-year-old from neighboring Lesotho, whose real name is James New Tioheli, has evaded a police manhunt for the past 4 months. He is accused of controlling the illegal operations of an abandoned gold mine near Stiltfontein in South Africa, where 78 corpses were discovered underground in January. And then Charlie, the guy, they say he'd be deadly. That's why you need like Rambo to catch him.
To be dealing with.
He's a wild guy.
Yeah, quickly though, Bernard. If you go to the Informer, the EPA is declaring war on Galamsey. You know, we keep hearing this, but we hope that there will be action this time around. So the story says, in a Ya Santewa-like fashion, the acting chief executive officer of the Environmental Protection Agency, Professor Nana Ama Brown Kluche, has declared war on Galamsey, urging tougher action on the menace.
Meanwhile, the demand for the government to revoke the EP Environmental Protection in Forest Reserve Regulation LI 2462 continues to grow as environmental activists rally more citizens to support this. Spearheaded by the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, the activists have gathered more than 7,700 signatures as of April 10 in their bid to petition the president to repeal the law rather than amend it.
Okay, and then quickly though, if you go to the Daily Gist page 6, there's a story that Jinapor beats retreat on ECG missing containers. Yesterday it was a storm in Parliament.
I tell you.
And this matter, we have to look inside where we're before
absolutely,
we
absolutely. We've got to do that, gentlemen. Thank you. That was the news review.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make I feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let's go. My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling, oh, you go work. But you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, anywhere I go, anything you do, I live for you. Anywhere, if I believe I'm in your side. Fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I'm on your side, fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
And it's time for the City Business News, the breakfast edition of the City Business News, brought to you by EcoBank and MTN. Nashika Caesar is here with all you need to know.
Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama sets bold targets to bring lending rate down to 10%. Also coming up, banking consultant Dr. Richmond Etiahene commends latest regulatory measures by the central bank. And later, energy sector players criticize government over new fuel levy hikes. Let's settle for the details of our stories now. The The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, has set an ambitious target to bring lending rates down to 10% or lower within the next 4 years, a move aimed at unlocking private sector growth and boosting economic expansion. Although there has been some recent macroeconomic stability, lending rates in Ghana currently hover around 27.4%, posing a significant challenge for businesses seeking affordable credit. Speaking at the AGI Corporate Forum in Accra, Dr. Isiama disclosed that the central bank is actively engaging in commercial banks to align on structural reforms that can sustainably lower rates over time.
I want to see more of self-regulation, because as heads of banks, you know what is good for the industry. Why do you wait for me to come after you? I expect you rather to agree among yourselves and come forth. I am just going to be the referee, and that's the way we are going to move. It was a very constructive session, and I told them one thing. I said, my vision is to see lending rates in this country fall to less than 10%. In other words, before the end of my 4-year term, I want to see lending rates lower than 10% in this country. It is doable. Why do we think it's not?
That was the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, speaking there. For his part, president of the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, Dr. Humphrey Yimdake, welcomed the governor's commitment, but urged the bank to ensure that recent positive macroeconomic indicators are consolidated to bring lasting relief to industry.
We are meeting at a time when our economy is showing signs of resilience and recovery. Recent macroeconomic indicators, including declining inflation, stabilizing exchange rates, and renewed confidence in the economy, reflects a positive trajectory that gives us all reason for a cautious optimism. These gains, however, must be consolidated and translated into real, tangible benefits for businesses, workers, and households.
You heard the president of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Yimdake. Meanwhile, the central bank is asking commercial banks to tighten their digital lending framework. Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama was speaking earlier at the meeting with the heads of banks.
We are currently finalizing comprehensive digital lending guidelines, which will be issued hopefully by August this year. And this also is an urgent and necessary intervention that the bank has to make. Today, colleagues, there are too many Ghanaians, especially young people and informal workers, that are being lured by online lending platforms that make bold promises, often only to turn around and trap them in cycles of hidden fees, harassment, or even worse. We have received reports of individuals being threatened, in some cases, individuals being shamed, or individuals being scammed, all under the guise of assessing what they call quick loans. We cannot allow this to continue, and so we want to put an end to this.
That was Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama. Now, banking consultant Dr. Richmond Echiahine has described as prudent the Bank of Ghana's latest regulatory measures aimed at strengthening the resilience of the financial sector. The measures announced by the Governor, Dr. Johnson Isiama, during an engagement with commercial banks will focus on capping interest rate charges on digital lending platforms, addressing rising non-performing loans, and ensuring banks meet recapitalization benchmarks. According to Dr. Echiahine, the move is timely and necessary to promote financial stability and protect consumer interest amid evolving risk in the banking space.
I think it's just being a bit proactive. Because something like the non-performing has been an albatross since 2014, I think 2013. That was the last time we recorded 11%. Since then, consistently, we've been recording 14, 17, 20, 21, 22. It doesn't tackle the non-performing. it would affect the solvency of the banks. I mean, today he was talking about capitalization. There is a correlation between the non-performing. The more you have a bad non-performing, the more you write off, the more you reduce your capital. So it's a good approach, but as to how the players will respond is the issue. The players are thinking about competition, negative competition, not transparent. So it is not going to be easy. Blacklisting them, fine. If you get them, put their name there.
That was banking consultant Dr. Richmond Itiahene. Now, energy sector players are criticizing the government's decision to introduce a 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy on petroleum products, describing the move as burdensome to consumers and lacking innovation. They lament what is being seen as a recurring trend of targeting petroleum products with levies to boost government revenue. The Executive Director of the Center for Environment and Sustainable Development, Benjamin Nsia, speaking with Citi Business News, argued that this approach fails to address the structural inefficiencies within the energy sector, which are at the root of its persistent financial challenges.
I've always advocated for the inadequacy of the ESLA to be able to fund some of these debts. But it doesn't also entirely mean that if ESLA is inadequate, we should continue burdening the petroleum consumer with some of these taxes, knowing well that we've burdened the consumer since 2016, yet we will be able to defray the debt. It means that it's not about collecting levies to defray. It's about managing what we are being collected, right? If you manage them well and also ensure that you close certain loopholes in the power sector, that makes us as a country, or that makes us as a country lose a lot of revenue with respect to contracts, with respect to PPAs, with respect to gas supply contracts, with respect to certain losses in the sector, certain inefficiencies, frivolous procurement practices by state-owned entities, and making sure that state-owned entities in the power sector are given KPIs and pay based on their performance. These are the innovations I think that we could be able to use to ensure that we pay this sector debt sustainably.
Benjamin Nsia is Executive Director of the Center for Environmental and Sustainable Development. Now, the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, COMAG, is pushing back against claims that recent fuel price cuts at the pumps are inadequate. This comes after consumer group COPEC said oil marketing companies should have slashed prices further following the city's recent appreciation. But COMAG says that is a misunderstanding of how fuel pricing works. According to the chamber, the strength of the city is just one part of a much bigger picture. Global oil prices, taxes, and operational costs also play a major role in determining what consumers pay at the pumps. They explain that many fuel stations are still selling products bought at higher cost from the last pricing window, meaning it takes time for new lower prices to reflect. COMAG adds that despite operating on thin margins, OMCs continue to invest in service quality while complying with strict pricing regulations. COMAG is urging consumers to be patient, saying more pump price reduction could happen in the coming days as market conditions evolve. Away from that, amid ongoing uncertainty following the domestic debt exchange program, President of the CFA Society Ghana, Nanaria Febwama, is encouraging individuals to diversify their investment portfolios to minimize exposure to future economic shocks and enhance financial resilience. The DDEP, implemented in 2022 as part of the government debt restructuring efforts, led to significant losses for many investors, particularly those heavily invested in government bonds. Speaking on week 1 of the Citi Business Festival 2025 honor series on the topic investment basics, Nanaria Febwama encouraged Ghanaians to consider a broader mix of asset classes, including equities, collective investment schemes, and even alternative investments like agribusiness or gold.
The lessons out there, Bernard, is diversification, right? Diversification, we say, is a free lunch. So do not put all your eggs in one basket. If you had diversified, well prior to 2022, I don't think, you would have taken those mark-to-market losses on your mutual funds or on your direct investment in government bond. You may probably have resorted to other investments that you have to meet your liquidity needs. So, the lessons from everything we've gone through as an industry, as an economy, is diversification. And those, who, fails, because of what they've gone through, they won't invest. I like using this analogy. I mean, if you get, a stomach bug because you ate a bad food, will you say, I won't eat, again? I think investing is part of us. As long as the earth remains, time and harvest. So, yes, sorry, you've been affected because of everything we've gone through, but you can't sit on the fence.
That was the president of the CFA Society Ghana, Nanaria Fibwama. The full conversation with Nanaria Fibwama on the topic investment basics airs later this morning at 9 on the City Breakfast Show and 10 a.m. on Channel 1 Television. The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television with sponsorship from Absa Bank, MTN Ghana and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited. Now, on the currency board today, the dollar is going for 10 cedis 80 pesos, while the British pound is trading at 14 cedis 60 pesos. The euro is selling at 11 cedis 90 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Afternoon.
Oh, afternoon.
Please, Momo.
Deposit or withdrawal?
Withdrawal.
Ah, I like how you say withdrawal. How much?
500 Ghana.
Wow, I'll cash out.
Yes.
I feel ball number no mami why.
0241 789.
Ah, nice one. Approve.
Please, the agent's name, is it Mipiska Bebre to Crime Ventures?
Hey, into what body you now?
She. My alert, I have to verify.
Always confirm the name of the person you are receiving money from before accepting a request. If you receive a request from a friend to send money to an unfamiliar number, call to confirm before taking action. Do not share your number with strangers for the purpose of receiving e-cash in exchange for physical cash, because the source could be criminal and result in legal actions against you.
MTN.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
And the City Business News was brought to you by EcoBank and MTN. Every day people face emergencies, medical, fire, you name it. The money emergency one is what gives everyone so much more headache, right? But EcoBank says say no more. EcoBank money emergency number is here, *770#. *770# gives you instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime, and data purchases. So much more even without data. So there is no need to panic next time you have any money emergency. Just dial *770# for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is certainly the Pan-African bank. And MTN says, Yellow Ghana, exciting news for everyone looking to join the MTN family. Grab an extra MTN SIM card. All MTN SIM cards are available for the incredible price of just 10 Ghana cedis. Yes, only 10 Ghana cedis. Head down to any MTN service center, Connect store, or your nearest authorized community shop to take advantage of this fantastic offer. It's that simple. Don't buy your SIM anywhere else or for more than 10 Ghana cedis. So what are you waiting for? Experience the most amazing network when you join the Yellow family today. We're bringing you Kickoff, which is our sports bulletin on the City Breakfast Show. It's brought to you by Lesheho Polytag and Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP. Lesheho Donkomi is coming to you. They're bringing you financial peace from now until the end of the month. They've reduced their interest rates, so call Nana. WhatsApp him as well. 02700 4799 02700 4733. Let's make life easier together. Lesheho, let's improve life. And for 30 years, we are the name, the brand that everyone trusts when it comes to water storage. Polytank is the name. No matter the size you're looking for, durability is always assured. Same price across the country at Polytank Partners shops. And the caution is that we don't request for Momo payments online. And if you have to buy fuel for your premium car, it's got to be the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP. It prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power. It gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So go ahead, get Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, made for premium performance. Edwin Kwakove is here with Kickoff.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Good morning, you're welcome to the Wednesday edition of Kickoff on the City Breakfast Show. Coming up,
we are at the back of the goalpost. The supporters came there again. For that place, they were just insulting us, giving us this verbal abuse and all those things.
We'll hear from the CEO of Nations FC on why his team walked off the pitch against Basake Holy Stars. Later, we'll also take you into the transfer market as teams look to strengthen ahead of next season. And we'll also hear from Barcelona sporting director Deco on the importance of starlet Lamine Yamal. More on Kickoff, which is powered by Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Politangana, Elesheho. Let's improve life. We start in the Ghana Premier League, and Nations FC CEO Kwame Chumesi Dankwa has explained why his side abandoned their Ghana Premier League match against Basake Holy Stars last Sunday. He cited security concerns, stating that only 17 police officers were present instead of the agreed 70, making conditions unsafe to proceed.
Sit in the sun. We were at the back of the goalpost. The supporters came there again. For that place, they were just insulting us, giving us this verbal abuse and all those things. We did not mind them. We had not started the game yet then, because we made a complaint to the match commissioner that the policemen at the venue were not enough. So we decided not to start the game until we get, because it was agreed at the premier that they were going to give us 70 policemen. At the end of the day, the policemen on duty that day were not even up to 7. They were actually 17 in number. They were not even up to 20. I counted them personally. They were not up to 20. They were 17 in number.
You heard from the CEO of Nations FC, Kwame Chumesi Dankwa. Away from that, a member of the Ghana Football Awards Board, Faisal Chipsa, believes Ghana doesn't lack talent but struggles with properly harnessing it. He notes that despite the country's strong talent pool and educational foundation, there are gaps in the system and the potential hasn't been fully maximized.
Yeah, look, I think it's a blessing for us that we don't lack talent. We are lucky that we can produce talent in a given day. But like you rightly said, I don't think we've maximized that opportunity and blessing. Everywhere in New York now, if you look around, there's one or two Ghanaian names floating in the league. And I've always said this, if you look at our quality of education here and the number of players we are producing, clearly it doesn't add up, right? So one area for me that I would see a bit more improvement is the quality of education of players, not just coaches, but players, families, all the multidisciplinary team that are working with the players. We have all got a role to play. And if we can increase that quality a bit, I think we can produce more than our players.
Faisal Chipsa is a member of the Ghana Football Awards Board to Women's Football, and the CEO of Rich Citi, Cleopatra Nketia, says the club's relegation was an eye-opener and in hindsight a welcome experience after briefly rising to the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League 3 seasons ago before dropping. She believes the team is now better prepared to compete at the top level again.
For me, I think that the relegation was an eye-opener. In the beginning, Rich City was a club where we're just here having fun. And then with the talent that kept coming through, we changed the model of the club to become a serious club that will compete. And then in about a year or two after making that change, we just got promoted to the Premier League. For me, I don't think that we're ready. It was an awesome thing to happen. It was a great thing to happen in that time. But we went to the Premier League and shot back down in a manner that was eye-opening to me. And I realized that part of the problems that we're having is because we didn't have the right structures in place. We had players, but we didn't have backup. We had a plan, but we didn't know how to execute it. We had dreams, but we were just floating around without actually knowing what to do about it. So now, with the time that we've had relegated, honestly, we spent the last 2 seasons doing what I think Chelsea likes to say, that we are building a team that nobody wants to play against. So that's what we've spent the last couple of seasons doing. And I feel like now we've reached the point where maybe it would be good to start competing at a higher level.
That was the CEO of Rich City, now Cleopatra Nketia. Now let's hear from the club's licensing and IT officer, Gabriel Nketia, who has raised concerns over irregularities in player registration in the Women's Division 1 League. He claims some players are being registered without their consent, leaving their status in limbo and preventing them from playing. This ongoing issue, he says, has forced many players to leave their clubs altogether.
Let me say this one. A team might register a player without the player's consent. So you, the rightful person the player come to for you to register them, you put in the information, then the system will tell you the player has been registered somewhere.
It's without the consent of the players?
Yes. It has been happening. A lot of players have that kind of... When you go into my system, I have about 4 players in the system right now on pending because they've been registered with a different team that they are not aware of. So it's up to you to go to the team. Oh, this player wanted to register the player, but the player name appeared that she has been registered with you. So you have to go in talks with the team and back and forth.
That was the licensing and IT officer of Rich Citi, Gabriel Nketia. Over in Europe, the UK government has threatened to sue former Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich to make sure the money from the club's sale goes to Ukraine. The £2.5 billion in proceeds have been frozen in a UK bank account since the sale, with Mr. Abramovich sanctioned after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. The UK government wants the money to go to the Ukrainian humanitarian aid, but Mr. Abramovich says he wants it to go to all victims of the war in Ukraine, including those in Russia. And to some transfer stories now, and goalkeeper Kalman Kelleher has made a move to Brentford from Premier League champions Liverpool. The two clubs agreed a £12.5 million fee for the player, which could rise to £18 million in add-ons. The 26-year-old replaces Mark Flecken, who was moved to German side by Leverkusen for £8 million. And Kelleher believes Brentford is a perfect fit for him.
Yes, obviously I just heard of some interest a number of weeks ago, so I was excited when I heard there was a bit of interest. And then last week went down to meet the manager, some of the coaches, sporting director and CEO and stuff, and they just spoke to me about why they wanted to sign me, why they wanted me to be here, showed me around the training ground and stuff, and I was all pretty happy with that, and yeah, was excited to join once I met them.
Yeah, how were those conversations with the likes of Thomas, Phil, John, everyone else?
Yeah, really positive, to be fair. Yeah, it was interesting to see their point of view on why they want to sign me and what they think they can do with me, how they can develop my game, and yeah, it was impressive. I think the club's a really good fit for me.
That was new Brentford goalkeeper Kalman Kelleher, and Chelsea have opted against signing winger Jadon Sancho on a permanent basis and will instead pay a £5 million penalty to send the player back to Manchester United. Sancho moved to Stamford Bridge on loan last summer after his relationship with former United manager Erik ten Hag broke down. Chelsea did not pay a loan fee for the player and covered just half of his reported £300,000 pounds a week wages. The Blues had agreed an obligation to buy Sancho for a fee of about £25 million if they finished higher than 14th in the Premier League, which they did, or pay to get out of the deal. However, the club and the players' representatives have not been able to agree on a contract for Sancho, which would have had to take a pay cut from his deal at United. The Conference League winners, however, have expressed their interest in signing France and AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Maignan. Away from that, Bruno Fernandes has rejected a huge offer from Saudi Pro League club Al Hilal. The offer would have more than doubled his salary at United, where he is one of the biggest earners. Al Hilal were prepared to offer between 80 and 100 million pounds to sign the 30-year-old in time for this month's Club World Cup. Fernandes has made 290 appearances and scored 98 goals for the club since his £47 million move from Sporting in January 2020. Tottenham forward Son Heung-min is a target for Saudi Arabian clubs, and Spurs could look to cash in on the 32-year-old South Korean as they look to generate transfer funds. Brentford and Cameroon forward Brian Mbeumo, 25, is hoping for wages of £250,000 a week, 5 times his current wage, if he joins Manchester United. Croatia midfielder Luka Modric has verbally agreed to join AC Milan when he leaves Real Madrid after the FIFA Club World Cup this summer. And finally, Barcelona sporting director Deco says comparisons between Lamine Yamal and Lionel Messi are a bit premature. Yamal recently signed a new 6-year deal with the club until 2031 and was part of Barca's domestic treble winning side. But Deco says we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves.
Lamine is Lamine. Leo is Leo. Leo was the best player in the history of this club, and for me the best player in the history, so it's not easy to compare these kind of things, but Lamine is, in terms of quality, he's in the same way to make history like Leo. Lamine is this kind of different players now that everyone became crazy when.
That was Barca sporting director Deco, and that's the latest in the world of sport. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Shell. Shell go well. Politangana, Zonda GH, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
Celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra SP020, made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Poly challenge we did. Polytank, Papa no no, 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 Alcasa. Polytank, Polytank, the original, always the best. Let's go. Let's go.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama.
Even when you're stuck with nothing,
come to let's share go.
No matter your situation,
come to let's share go.
Let's share go, we improve your life.
Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama.
Let's share go, we improve your life.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. During a market dip, some people rush to withdraw, but those who stay locked in often gain the most when the market bounces back. Imagine leaving a football match at halftime when your team is down. You could miss a big comeback. Stay the course with Petra and we'll make it out of the storm together. Dial *447*70# to speak to a financial advisor today. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Day and night, power your life. Steady lights, not a future brighter. Pay small, start today. Find your comfort, the trends light way. Doom so now it's thing of the past. Strong solar power built to last. Clean and green for a low price. Don't waste your time, call Translight. The bill go drop when the sun go rise. No more darkness, everybody shine. No wahala, no more stress. Brand new solar, only the best. Charlie, start today. Have your freedom, the Translight way. Feel the power in every ray. Fresh energy, the Translight way. With Translight Solar FlexiPay, you can get a complete solar power system for as low as 49,000 Ghana cedis.
Call us today at 050-424-9229 or 020-654-2454.
Translight Solar. Translight Solar.
Are you a residential and a commercial property owner in Airport, Cantonment, Laboni, East Airport, and other high-end areas in Accra and looking for a trusted real estate agency to work with? Is your office in need of an agency that can provide accommodation to all your expatriates? Realtor and Tours is your trusted partner to get the job done. Contact Realtor and Tours at www.realtortoursgh.com or call us on 054-496-5779. And 053-006-4754. Our first 5 callers get 5% discount on their agency fees. Realtor and Tours. Enjoy true hospitality with convenience and comfort.
In every Ghanaian home, there's a trunk. Not just of GTP fabrics, but also stories and tradition passed on from mother to daughter to help her discover herself, to shape her dreams and hopes, to usher her into becoming a woman wrapped in purpose. Celebrate every woman's journey of growth into womanhood with the new GTP Mother's Day collection, now available at all accredited dealers nationwide, the GTP retail store in Osu, and online at shop.gtpfashion.com. Verify authenticity by matching the code on the edge of the fabric with the code on the label. GTP, life styled.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A dedication to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Let's all celebrate.
7:37 City Breakfast Show. Wednesday, June 4, 2025. June 4. Let me say happy birthday to Paul Egbenya. Paul Egbenya, who is our parliamentary videographer, working with Nee and the team. He's more than a videographer. He's a full producer. Paul Egbenya, a man in whom we are well pleased. Charlie, Charlie, talk this big. He's a huge figure. You know, there was a day I went to Parliament and I needed to, you know, Parliament. If you want to go to the main door, you have to be checked. Charlie, everybody knows Paul.
Yeah, Paul is.
So when they see him, they say, "Hey, Paul, hey, where are you? Hey, come here."
Yeah, they rub him half for the stomach.
Every corner, he even took me underground.
Oh, Paul is the guy for that.
And everywhere he goes, they are greeting
him. So yes.
No, so Paul, happy birthday to you.
Yeah, so let me read this one for him, Bernard, if I may.
Okay.
So happy birthday, Togbiga Paul Egbenya.
Yeah, man.
Wishing you a wonderful birthday filled with joy, laughter, and all your favorite things, including Akpele and Abobitadi.
Right.
May this new year bring you continued success at Channel 1 Television and countless moments of happiness with family and friends. Your loved ones say they love you so dearly, and here's to greater achievements in the year.
The June people are threatening to overshadow we the May bonds.
No. We are May, but the May is.
You are. When is your birthday?
Mine is 25th.
Susu is also June what?
11.
Oh my God.
And Shiba is tomorrow.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Like we have even in the team.
Yeah.
It's almost like 3 Mays, 3 Junes. So happy birthday to a few people as well. Cynthia Osei Bonsi, aka Mabutu of Access Bank Ghana. A belated birthday from Fatima of Kamshi Sense and beyond. Happy birthday to Barbara Amoyeboa of World Vision. Today we celebrate the beautiful soul you are. Your presence lights up every room and your heart touches every life. You are a rare gift and we are endlessly grateful for you. With love from the girls, Jade and Kayla, and the annoying husband, Ameganovich. To his lovely wife. Please wish my daughter Miriam Chidi a blissful birthday. The little girl you knew is 26 today. This is from Koku. Or is it to me? I'm confused now. Is it? Are you saying regards Koku as in to me, or what's the name of the sender?
No, I think this must be coming from the Chidis.
Okay, so okay. Oh, Fred.
Yeah.
Miriam is 26.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Miriam used to go to Vican school. Oh.
Yeah, Charlie. You are growing. That's the whole matter.
Your daughter is 26.
Yeah, that be the whole matter.
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
Fred Chidi.
Yeah. That's it.
No way. Oh, then the boy is like 29.
Most likely.
Oh my God. Fred Chidi, you know those days you used to do this review.
Yeah.
You say, hey, this guy.
Yeah.
Come here. He had this orange shirt he used to wear. He wears short sleeve shirt and tucking.
Yeah, me too.
Every time, short sleeve shirt and
wear
tucking.
some Timberland to be like.
Go outside and go and do the thing. Come and shout to the politicians. He said, oh, Fred Chidi. Good morning to you, Fred.
Long before Caleb started doing his things.
Fred Chidi was the master.
Fred was creating problems.
Yeah. But I want to send a special birthday shout out to my amazing friend. Happy birthday to Benjamin Abiemo of Absa Bank. May your day be awesome as you are from Zina. Like to wish a happy birthday to Mrs. Gloria Boating. A fantastic day and a great year ahead from the corporate affairs team at the National Communications Authority. Happy birthday to Ernest Elom Atima, General Manager, Axis Fund Services Limited. Keep rising, keep doing great things. May God remember all your sacrifices and labor of love in his vineyard. Keep shining from the Abuaji Mantes. Happy birthday to Justice Yakubu Abdullahi Esquire from the Big Issue team. Now, the justice is his name, not his position. You know, there are justices who are.
Yeah.
So he is a justice by name, not a justice by title. But who knows? One day.
Yeah, so you become justice.
I tell you. You know, our deputy AG is called Justice.
Exactly. Dr.
So if he becomes a judge, we call Justice.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Or just make it from side JSC.
Right.
A few more coming in. Happy 9th birthday to Christo Dia Nana Inshira Awuno from your mother Gladys Derry, and to Mrs. Mavis Asante, senior caterer. May God bless you for all the good work from the CEO of Sam Wend Pharmacy, Kokrobite branch. So the government aims to increase ex-pump price of petrol by 1 cedi per litre. We will discuss that. Is this not robbing Peter to pay Paul? Energy sector debts are there, and some of it is going to the power sector. Why are they using this approach? And does this not reverse and make nonsense of all the claims about people to reduce prices because fuel prices have come down? So, Richard, a few more birthdays?
Yes, so this one is coming in from Barbara, who says, please, happy birthday to Mami Esi Ningsing Kobina of the KNUST, which is in Kumasi. I wish her all the very best in life. May she grow from strength to strength and become a true blessing to the world. It's coming in from Mami Nakai.
Okay.
Barbara. She's 19 today. And
wonderful.
She's been celebrated.
Okay. All right, now let's talk about First Atlantic Bank. Looking for smarter, faster, and more secure way to manage your finances? Look no further. With the award-winning Fab Mobile and Internet Banking solutions, banking is now easier, faster, and more convenient. Join the Purple Experience or the Purple Bank today and feel the Purple Experience where convenience meets innovation. It's safe, it's easy, and secure. Is it still raining? First Atlantic Bank refreshingly different.
It's still dark out there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, let's drive with care. Let's be defensive in our movement and stay indoors unless you absolutely have to. At Enterprise, our vision is clear. In all our markets, our pedigree will be recognized, our strength respected, our expertise valued, and our solutions sought by all who desire an advantage in life. That vision came to life again at the 9th CEO Excellence Awards, where Enterprise Group made history. Our Group CEO, Daniel Labitieku, was honored as Best Group CEO in Insurance Sector. It didn't stop there. Jacqueline Benny of Enterprise Life, Akosia and Santry of Enterprise Insurance, and Joe Ampoffo, my man, of Enterprise Trustees were each named CEO of the Year. These recognitions reflect more than leadership. They reflect your trust, your loyalty, and partnerships. And special shouts to Joe Ampoffo, aka Tula. Tula of Commonwealth Hall. Enterprise your advantage. Enjoy. You want to fast track your investment process? Take advantage of GIPC's 24-hour premium service designed to speed up investment registration and approvals. Once you submit all required documents and pay, your registration, certificate, renewal, or quote application can be processed in just 24 hours. For more information, go to gipc.gov.gh or call 0200 112 204. Kindly note that terms and conditions apply. Everybody deserves a brand new car. Volkswagen is offering a Virtus Highline, a T1 Life, and Amarok at used car prices. Just walk into any Volkswagen retail outlet with your used car budget and you drive out a brand new car. Call or WhatsApp VW on 025 795 6688 for more information about our range of models: the Virtus, the T-Cross, the T1, the Allspace, and the Terramont. Volkswagen, rise and thrive. Couple of things happening this June from the 11th to the 13th. Ghana welcomes leaders from across the continent for the Africa Impact Summit 2025, hosted by Impact Investing Ghana and Nigeria's Impact Investors Foundation, alongside the GSG Impact National Partners and Task Forces. This is the biggest platform for deal making on the continent. Whether you're a policymaker, impact or angel investor, entrepreneur or change maker, this is where Africa's future is being built. Between June 11 to 13, call 055-144-9186 to register. Well, today has so many more birthdays, guys. From your dad, Richmond, mom, Augusta, siblings, Regina and Randolph, peace and shalom. I think that's the birthday message. Caleb, can you do the rest for me?
Yes, Bernard and team, kindly help me celebrate my wife, Alberta Adams. The message is you're another year older, but don't worry, you're still younger than me. You deserve all the happiness in the world, and I'm honored to be the one to share it with you. Happy birthday, my love, from Emmanuel Jedu. Happy birthday to Rosetta Na Lamle Lamte of Bishop Bauer School. The Lord bless you and keep you. May your day be good and memorable. From your dad, Richmond, mom, Augusta, and siblings, Reginald and Randolph. Peace and shalom. Bernard, kindly wish my daughter, Harriet Nate of Community 11 Complex School, Tema, happy birthday from Owusu Family, Tema, Community 8. Help me wish a happy birthday. Wish me a happy birthday as I celebrate my birthday today. Happy birthday to me, Felix in Ebri. Felix, happy birthday. We celebrate you.
Yes. We're celebrating. Felix,
Yes.
God bless you.
Yes.
You go to places.
We celebrate you. Sir.
And later today on the on-air series for the City Business Festival, my guest is Nana Boama, who is the president of the CFA Society in Ghana. CFA is a chartered finance analyst. What are we talking about? Investment basics. So basically, we're looking at the various means of investing your money.
Right.
Or we call them asset classes.
Okay.
Whether they are bonds, or whether they are stocks, or whether you're investing in real estate or in FX. These are options you need to understand, dynamics of which you need to comprehend.
Right.
So that's at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show this morning, 10 a.m. on Channel 1 Television.
Sharp.
The on-air series for the City Business Festival is brought to you by Absa Bank, MTN, and Zonda Technology. So watch out for that interview. I'll be talking to Nanawi Afeboama. And then tomorrow, I'll be speaking about investing in real estate.
Okay.
And I try and answer the question, is a house an asset or a liability?
Okay.
I'll try and address that question tomorrow. Let's talk about petroleum prices. So Caleb, what happened in Parliament yesterday? You have the is it called memorandum?
Memorandum.
Yes. So just read the highlights for me. What is the Atu Forson saying?
So Atu is saying that the power sector is the biggest economic and fiscal risk presently faced by the country. This could lead to major crisis if not addressed. The challenges in the energy sector are quite enormous, emanating from debt, shortfalls, insufficient gas supply and inefficiencies. The total energy sector debt as at the end of March 2025 stands at $3.1 billion United States dollars. The debt includes money owed to independent power producers, state-owned enterprises, and fuel suppliers. Due to non-payment of bills owed to ENI and CAPA, the World Bank International Development Association guarantee of 512 million United States dollars and the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation guarantee of 120 million United States dollars were completely drawn down. As a result of this, the government is required to find an additional amount of 632 million United States dollars to restore these guarantees. In addition to the above, a minimum of 3.7 billion United States dollars is also needed to clean up the overall energy sector indebtedness. Furthermore, the electricity sector of the country has experienced a significant shift over the years, with the country now heavily reliant on thermal power generation to supplement hydroelectric sources. The cost of liquid fuel to power the thermal power generation plants is not included in the current electricity tariff build-up, resulting in a significant revenue shortfall for the procurement of liquid fuel. Now, according to the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, an inclusion of the cost of liquid fuel in the price build-up will lead to an increase in electricity tariffs by over 50%. Government considered this increment will have a higher negative impact on industry and household incomes. Government will therefore require 1.2 billion United States dollars in 2025 to procure liquid fuel for power generation alone. The power sector risks imminent collapse if these unsustainable shortfalls are not resolved, particularly given that the fiscal cannot accommodate the financial needs of the sector. To help raise additional revenue to fund the needs in the power sector, government is proposing an increase in the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy. The impact will be absorbed by the gains made from the strong performance of the city. With this increment, there will be no increase in the ex-pump price of petrol and diesel in the next pricing window beginning today, if the levy is increased. The levy will serve as a dedicated source of funding to the energy sector, and the proceeds will be earmarked for the procurement of liquid fuel for power generation, given that the current electricity tariff paid by consumers does not include the cost of fuel used for power generation. The decision to increase the levy on petroleum prices is based on the need to find a balance between ensuring stable power supply while promoting the fiscal sustainability of the sector. The bill thus seeks to amend the schedule to Act 1135 to increase the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy to augment the energy sector support account and ensure the availability of fuel for backup generation. Signed, Dr. Kasiel Atufos, an MP, Minister responsible for finance, dated 2nd June 2025.
Let's hear the man himself here, highlights of what he read on the floor yesterday.
Yes, Honorable Minister for Finance. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Bill 2025 be now read a second time. Mr. Speaker, the object of the bill is to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 1135, to increase the rate of the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy in order to raise additional revenue to support the payment of the energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debt, and stabilize power supply. Right, Honorable Speaker, the power sector is the biggest economic and fiscal risk presently faced by the country. This could lead to a major crisis if it is not addressed. The challenge in the energy sector are quite enormous, emanating from debt, shortfalls, insufficient gas, and inefficiencies. Mr. Speaker, as at May 2025, the total energy sector debt equals 3.1 billion United States dollars. Aside this debt, Mr. Speaker, the car power guarantee of 120 million US dollars has been drawn down completely. Mr. Speaker, also, the ENI guarantee from the World Bank amounting to 512 million United States dollars has also been drawn down. Mr. Speaker, we have a responsibility to reinstate these guarantees immediately. Aside that, Mr. Speaker, if you are to add these two debts put together, government of Ghana will have to cough approximately 3.7 billion United States dollars to clean up the energy sector debt. But Right Honorable Speaker, the difficulty we face actually is that today, the tariffs that are being introduced by the PULC excludes liquid fuels. This means, Mr. Speaker, that the Ministry of Finance will have to find a way to finance the purchase of liquid fuels year in, year out. Mr. Speaker, that amounts to 1.2 billion United States dollars annually. Mr. Speaker, this cannot be sustained. This, aside the energy sector shortfalls, will mean that every year, government of Ghana will have to look for 28 billion cedis to 30 billion cedis to keep the lights on. Mr. Speaker, this will mean that if we fail to confront the situation head-on, a time will come that this energy sector will crowd out key expenditures of state. Right, Honorable Speaker, the PULC also informed us that if they are to include the cost, the 1.2 billion liquid fuel cost, it will mean that the price of the electricity tariffs will be increased by 57%. Mr. Speaker, I want to repeat for the record that the introduction of this levy will not amount to an increase in the ex-pump price. Mr. Speaker, I will give you certain information. Mr. Speaker, as at May, the window number two for May, the average petrol price sold by Vivo Energy, Total Energies, and Star Energies was that a liter of petrol was sold at 13 cedis and 05 pesos as at May 2nd. Mr. Speaker, this means that as a result of the cedi appreciation, even though the Ghana is selling petrol, we are seeing some price reduction. Mr. Speaker, the window beginning today, June 2nd, will mean that as a result of this currency appreciation, a liter of petrol will be sold at 11 cedis 89 pesos.
So that was Atu Forsen speaking in Parliament. We'll discuss this when we come back from tech and social media trends. So you reduce the cost of the dollar by getting or to allow fuel prices to come down by close to 1 cedi, and then you impose a 1 cedi tax to sort of even it out. Is that what you call robbing Peter to pay Paul? Is that a nice sleight of hand, or is that just good economic management, or is this a breach of promise? We'll deal with some of those when we come back. Send us your thoughts, 054-9986-996. It's 8 o'clock and it's time for Tech and Social Media Trends. So Caleb, tell us exactly who's in charge of this segment.
Telecel and First Bank Ghana are those supporting us to bring you tech and social media trends. Now, First Bank Ghana is embarking on a journey to reconnect with you, all our customers whose accounts have been dormant for a while. We'll love the opportunity to provide you with a gold standard of banking once again. So please reactivate your dormant accounts with us. Kindly visit our website or any of our social media platforms, whether Facebook, X, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Click on the link provided in our bio and you're good to go. You can also visit any of our branches nationwide. We are happy to receive you. 0596921921 is the number to call us on if you have any concerns. First Solutions at firstbankgroup.com is the email address. First Bank, you first.
So, Susu Graham, please tell us what trending.
Yes. And the first thing I'd like to say is that we are celebrating our 7th anniversary at Channel 1 TV. So everyone should look out for the photos and videos that will come from our celebration. Right now, we are just getting ourselves ready. The celebration will start soon, so everyone should check that out.
Okay.
So the first one is Sam George. So Sam George has been in a tussle with some people online. They are kind of demanding that he reduce data prices. They are looking at some of the things he said when he was MP Sam George. He was a member of the communications committee, I believe. He was there.
If we start looking at what people say, a lot of the politicians are not.
Well, now that now that we have social media, it's not like it's a voice in the air. It's written there. Your words are right there for you. So they are really on Sam George's case about reducing data prices.
And they feel.
Well, he's not saying. He says he's working on it, but people feel like he's been working for too long. They are saying that other ministers they are seeing they're working. They are saying
should show working.
He should show. They said Abakwa, we've seen something.
Yes.
What's his name? Atuforce, we've seen something.
Yes.
So Sam Jones, we also
show working.
Yeah. So they are really on him. So
and he's also dealing with the
it's a tough one because he used to tweet a lot. So there's a lot happening there for Sam Jones.
Some people are trigger happy, some are Twitter happy. So they have to.
So very interesting. I'm sure if you go on his Twitter profile, you can see some of his interactions with people and that kind of stuff. It's very interesting. You get into the issues more than I can elaborate because these are people who know more about the communication space who are making some arguments with him and that kind of stuff. So I don't want to go into that one. So I'll talk about, obviously we are going to talk about the energy sector recovery levy that's been increased to 1 cedi per litre. That's obviously trending. People are not happy. People are comparing it to the e-levy. At 2.4, some of the funds he was getting for the dollar, I think they are being reduced by this one. So people are turning on our 2.4 a little bit. So it shows that your popularity doesn't last forever. So we'll see where that goes. This is more of a developing story. So this, again, another one relating to Kenuforiata. A letter from the Mayo Clinic in America was seen on social media.
It was actually published.
Yes.
By a media house.
By a media house, explaining why he could not, report to the special prosecutor. So people are scrutinizing the letter. Some people are claiming it's fake. Some people are saying, why didn't he send it to a special prosecutor? Some people are saying this is enough reason for the special prosecutor to declare him unwanted. So it's a whole
wanted.
And I'm saying the letter is enough to be declared unwanted.
Right.
Yes. So it's a whole, kind of drama going around about this letter, and people are really, getting into it and saying whether the special prosecutor has overstepped his boundaries. So another interesting discussion. And a little bit of don't call me. So Jadon Sancho is returning to Manchester United. Chelsea have decided that they do not want to pay to sign him permanently. We are hearing there was a disagreement about wages. Sancho wasn't willing to take a wage cut. He's on very high wages. We believe about £300,000 per week around there at Manchester United. And Chelsea offer him closer to maybe 180, and he was not willing to take a pay cut at this time. So he's being sent back. And after declaring Marcus Rashford free when he left Manchester United, people are saying they are sending Nelson Mandela back to prison, and people are making fun of him for calling for freedom. And another one is Mike Maignan, the AC Milan keeper. We are hearing that he might be going to Chelsea in a £30 million deal. So that's another one to watch. So a little bit of tech news. Meta have signed an agreement with a nuclear power plant. It just shows the kind of energy needs that these tech companies need. So they've signed an agreement with the nuclear power plant to supply them power, and it will help keep the nuclear power plant in operation.
So computing power requires literal power.
So there's
I told you a friend of mine is doing some research in Stanford where he wants to achieve the same level of computing power with minuscule levels of electrical power. If that works, that will be a breakthrough for the industry, because a lot of the power plants that you are building is going to be too expensive to run that. And computing power is where we are going. So it's something we should commit research to.
So that is the reason people are averse to the idea of having mining of crypto in Ghana.
Because the level of power you need to do it.
To do that, it's intense.
So they've signed about a 20-year agreement with the nuclear power plant. So that should tell you how much energy.
And we should relate that to our country, where our power production is getting more expensive. We are using fossil fuels and stuff like this. We need to find cheaper ways of producing power if we are to be technologically competitive.
Well,
so the issue about power generation is not just for watching TV. It's actually for advancing. Yes, so it's something we should really not take lightly.
Yeah, so that's all I have for tech news, and that's the segment.
All right.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adopted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first, First Bank.
Telecel Cash, get the lowest transfer charges ever in Ghana. Send it keke with Telecel Cash. You for sort out your old boy, send it keke. Your girl they bill you, send it keke. Merchant payment, send it keke to all networks. T-Cash agents in Swaji baby. You won't buy some 1212. Send it keke. What the BBC? T-Cash to T-Cash transfers still be free for the Telecel Play app top. Telecel Cash be your saved and secure platform. Them they take do transfers across the networks all. Then everywhere them they do mobile money transactions. Dial star 110 hash. Then take send monies. The charges be falla. Or make you download the Telecel Play app. Then send monies go T-Cash wallets for free. Telecel Cash. Send the keke.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So rapping all, will take the pain away. Rapping all,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
This June, the business wave is back and it's bigger than ever. The City Business Festival 2025 on City FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on City FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business.
The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN Business, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited.
Ghana Weekend. On TikTok, Ghana Weekend. At Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube for the latest in entertainment, travel, and everything Ghana. Don't miss out. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, where entertainment meets creativity. Visit GhanaWeekend.com now.
Hey there, all enterprise customers. We are rewarding all of you just for standing by us all this while. Simply keep doing the things you've always done with us, like renewing policies, making purchases, and more. The twist, though, you have to do them on our self-service portal via web or the Enterprise Advantage app. Once you log into the portal, access Advantage points and do any of the transactions you're allowed to do there in order to earn points. The more you transact, the more points you earn. The points you earn can be used to redeem loads of airtime, Momo, and other rewards. It's that simple. Just visit the portal, log in, and enjoy. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage points, because nothing you do should be pointless.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Development Bank Ghana, and Agri Impact Limited.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
8 City Breakfast Show. Big story this morning. Government imposes a 1 cedi per litre of tax. It's a flat tax. And we are asking whether that's a broken promise or they are justified in doing this because petrol prices are to have come down because the cedi has strengthened against the dollar. Indeed, this week, OMCs were reducing their prices, and therefore maybe the government timed this to coincide with this. We'll deal with that shortly. And the question is, why didn't they use a percentage, which is ad valorem? Because we know, Sky, that flat tax is more regressive than the ad valorem. We'll deal with that shortly. Also, the president says that he expects the cedi to stabilize between 10 and 12 cedis at the dollar. Some of us were hoping he will allow the thing to reach 8.
Yeah, man.
So we will see. Is 10 to 12 a good place? Now, this appears to... Sky, my view is that the exporters lobbied.
Yeah, that's you know, that's what it must have.
That's what it looked, because yesterday he said this when the exporters visited him.
Yeah.
And I think, again, I stand to be corrected, that the export companies have not necessarily helped us as much as they should. Because whilst our balance of trade has been positive for some time, the books don't reflect that in terms of the forex retention. I keep making this point. So a lot of the export companies will sell whatever they sell and they will keep the proceeds in some bank abroad. So we don't have those reserves. We don't have those dollars to shore up our reserves. So now that we are getting a windfall in the cedi, they should be complaining to the president. Samuel disagrees with me, so we'll discuss that later. He believes that we need to balance export import. And I think the president also sort of agrees with the exporters that they also need some reprieve. We all want exporters to be strong because at the end of the day, we want a strong export-led economy. Right? So we don't want the dollar to collapse to a point where the exporters don't get anything. All right? So some countries like China, because they export so much, some people they keep their RMB at a certain exchange rate that makes the dollar more weighty, so that the exporters will make more money. But the question we have to ask ourselves is, exporters bringing in dollars versus local prices coming down as a result of the cedi strengthening, which one is a better thing? It's a fine balance. We need to discuss that as well, carefully. So it's not something you can shout around. You need to think about it carefully. So we'll deal with that. But let me give you 2 quick announcements and tell you about SG Ghana.
Okay.
There's never been a better time to get things done, and SG Ghana is making it possible. Our low interest rates loans are back. If you're a salary worker, whether you are on controller and accountant general department payroll, working on an SG Ghana listed institution, already banking with SG Ghana, this is your time. From now till end September, apply and receive a loan from SG Ghana for your personal or business needs and enjoy unbelievably low interest rates. Join the Asante So loan promo. Join thousands of Ghanaians transforming their lives with the money they need at rates they love. Visit any branch of SG Ghana or call 0302-214-314 for more details. Terms and conditions apply. SG Ghana, the future is you. Welcome to Lux Maison by Elas Realty, where every detail whispers sophistication. From designer studios to grand 4-bedroom penthouses, Lux Maison is Accra's newest address. Enjoy skyline view, smart living, and refined spaces that feel like art. Sky, this looks like you. With a rooftop infinity pool.
Bless you.
Wellness center.
Thank you.
And 24-hour concierge.
Yes.
This is more than hope.
24-hour economy.
Is Lux Maison luxury living.
Yes.
Smart investment.
Thank you.
Against your coolie high.
Allah.
Limited residence available. Don't miss out on this moment. Call 027-717-777 for more information.
You'll be there overlooking Accra.
It's from Elas Realty.
The air that comes to you is different.
You will live longer. Meanwhile, from Wiggle Vision Ghana, Ghana's leading tech company, comes Frog, the ultimate platform for USSD, OTP, voice, and bulk SMS messaging. Frog offers unbeatable rates to all mobile networks in Ghana, helping your business reach more people faster. Whether it's bulk SMS, voice SMS, IVR, or USSD, our secure APIs and tools ensure easy integration for business of all sizes. Ready to elevate your customer engagement? Visit wiggle.com.gh or frog.wiggle.com.gh or call 055-417-0599. Wiggle Vision, empowering businesses, one message at a time. Welcome to Seamless Banking with Prudential Bank mobile app. Perform instant transactions Link your mobile money wallet. Scan GHQR to pay, manage your card, transfer money between banks, and do so much more. No more banking hours. Experience simple, secure, and convenient banking wherever you are 24/7. Download the Prudential Bank Limited mobile app now from the App Store, Google Play Store, the Huawei App Gallery. Visit the Prudential Bank website or social media platforms for more. So, do we have somebody to talk to on this matter yet, Fred? Let me know. All right. Okay, let's listen to Amin Anta. Amin Anta is former finance minister. Interestingly, former minister for energy, deputy as well. So he will know a bit about this. I think he was speaking on the floor, and he raised concern about government's intentions behind the levy, which is the 1 cedi increase in the levy, stating that the minority caucus in parliament does not believe in additional revenue being used transparently. Here are excerpts of his submission.
Mr. Speaker, the government, this government, the NDC government, is taking Ghanaians for granted. The minister rightly said that as a result of the gains in the cedi, the value of the cedi, we are supposed to see that transmitted through prices. And therefore, is expecting the prices of petroleum products to even go down better. But that is the issue. Prices are supposed to go down when the cedi appreciates. That's the logical economic sequence. But my worry is that when prices are going to fall, should it be the duty of government to claw back the benefits that the Ghanaian people are to drive from the policy that you have touted so much here? Is it a crime? Is it a crime? The minister said that they have implemented good policies, they've implemented measures which are stabilizing the currency. And as a result of that, the petroleum product prices are going to fall. What crime has the people of Ghana committed such that when they are supposed to benefit from the appreciation in the value of the cedi through the prices of petroleum products, this government should claw back those benefits? What crime have they committed? And therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, it should be our responsibility for the people of Ghana to benefit from the policies that we make. We're all celebrating the appreciation in the value of the cedi. I celebrate it, but I'll even celebrate more if the benefits are felt through the prices of petroleum products. And why this government will claw back some of the benefits from the Ghanaian people bothers me. Mr. Speaker, that is not a responsible government, which is supposed to take back benefits the citizens of the country are to derive from its own policy. Mr. Speaker, this government, not long ago, they were here celebrating abolition of taxes. They were celebrating abolition of taxes. But I'm sorry to say that all the taxes they abolished, put together, did not bring us 5 billion Ghana cedis. Put together, did not bring us 5 billion Ghana cedis. This government is seeking to raise 5.7 billion Ghana cedis from the increase in the levies for petroleum products. Mr. Speaker, I said in this House during the debate on the budget that this government, in abolishing the taxes, was giving you something in your hand with the left hand, and they were going to take it back from your hand with their right hand. And not only take it from your hand, but take what was in your pocket in addition. And this is exactly what they are doing with the petroleum taxes that they are increasing. Mr. Speaker, we know, we've been in government before, you are in government today. We know the realities governments are faced with sometimes. Because every policy we make has trade-offs. Therefore, by stabilizing the cedi, petroleum product prices will fall. revenue from petroleum taxes will also fall. I was expecting the minister to be candid with us. And as a result of that, the minister needed additional revenue to be able to balance the budget. Everybody will understand this. But to say that we are increasing these levies to address power sector challenges, these power sector challenges they've canvassed were equally canvassed during the presentation of the budget. The minister knew about all this and allocated 28 billion Ghana cedis for energy sector shortfall payment. He knew about that. And that's why he budgeted for the 28 billion. So if you are losing revenue from petroleum taxes because petroleum prices will go down as a result of the stabilization of the city, tell us. But even if you are losing revenue there, Mr. Speaker, if you are losing revenue there, the Ghana Revenue Authority exceeded its revenue target in the first quarter by 2.5 billion Ghana cedis. They are on their way. They are on their way. I've seen the data to achieving about 3 billion Ghana cedis excess for the second quarter. And that should give you the 5 billion Ghana cedis the minister is seeking to raise from petroleum taxes.
So that is the debate. Is it fair for the government to say that because the city has appreciated and the cost of lifting and bringing in crude finished products is lower, OMC should lower their petroleum products, even drivers should lower their prices, and then less than 2 weeks after that impose a 1 cedi per liter levy and say they're using it to buy fuel to keep the lights on, to clear the energy sector debts, and that the guarantee given by the World Bank and the rest of it has run out, so we don't have any money. Yeah, so that's the question, right? And the secondary question is why a 1 cedi per liter and not maybe a percentage? Because from what we know, a percentage is more progressive than a levy. Because we all pay the same amount irrespective of our income levels, how much you spend. But if you had made it a percentage, those who use more eventually will pay more.
Right.
But if you make it just 1 cedi, when was this debated? Did the committee give them an alternative? We understand the minority walked out, and so those are the questions. Some people compare this to the e-levy as well and say, why do you remove the e-levy and bring this? Are they the same? E-levy is for digital products, and that was a percentage. So these are all questions coming up that demand some answers. I will speak to somebody shortly. Pascal, I sense your first instinct is that this is some way.
Yeah, I think, first of all, we have to be honest and commend the government for some progress made that far in terms of helping to stabilize the economy, because where it was headed under the previous administration, there were serious issues. Of course, towards the end of the life of that government, things began to turn around. But the Mahama administration has taken it to a different level. Of course, we do know that there are some artificial interventions that have helped to stabilize the city because of the decision not to pay, suppliers and also contractors, at least until mid-year. So when the government goes back to Parliament with, mid-year review, we expect some movements. As to whether that would adversely affect the city, experts are saying that it is likely to do that. Of course, yesterday the president's own comments should unsettle people who were hoping that it will get to say 4 or 5 thereabout to get things better. But the export guys went there to lobby, and that's what we're seeing. I am, opposed to that. But Bernard, I think the bigger issue for me is, first of all, the lack of consultation that went into this decision. You remember that we took on the finance ministry and the government in the previous administration when they wanted to introduce the e-levy. They had consistently told us that they were not going to do that because they wanted to go to the IMF. They didn't want to go to the IMF because they wanted to introduce e-levy. Somehow they introduced the e-levy and then went back to the IMF. We said that it was going to impact people negatively. We saw what happened to the Momo sector. People decided not to do so much of Momo transactions and all of that. Now, this government criticized that in opposition and promised that it was coming to make things better for Ghanaians. Of course, when they came, they waived a number of taxes, including the betting tax, depending on how you look at it.
E-levy is gone.
And then e-levy is also gone. So these are things that we should celebrate. But it would seem that when they decided to impose this tax, knowing that, okay, the strength of the cedi is making sure that, Ghanaians who have some savings in their pockets, they have decided to claw that back. Why was there not consultation? Why go to Parliament in the middle of the day under a certificate of urgency and get this thing passed? I do not think that it sends the right message. It is somewhat dishonest, in my respectful view. Government ought to have opened the matter up, because at this point they are insisting that sellers or the prices of goods and services in the market should come down. They continue to call on people to reduce prices. Now, if you slap this in right now, people will say that, the cost of fuel is going up. So we cannot, the drivers already have been resisting. So you are now empowering them to push back.
But Atu's response was that last week, between last week and this week, the pricing window, the cost of fuel came down. So the 1 cedi goes back to where it was. So it's not like it's going up. It's like you've reduced the thing by 1 and I've taken that 1.
Yeah, but you see, that's why it should have benefited us, because all along, when petrol prices were whipping us because of the rate of the dollar to the cedi, you were busy doing your making your monies with it, so that if it comes to our benefit, it becomes something that is benefiting us. You have decided to intervene immediately, locking the prices there and claw it back. And better, what are they using the money for? If you read the 2024 Energy Commission report, we are told that the ECG loses as much as 32% of its purchased electricity. That's some 5,448 gigawatts of electricity out of 17,009 gigawatts. Now that, according to experts, is enough to power some 1.36 million households for a whole year, if the math is correct. So if ECG in its current state is losing in excess of 30% of power it buys to supply to us, one would have expected that a reasonable approach would be to intervene in a robust way as to plug the leakages. But thus far, we have not seen a major policy turnaround in the energy ministry to address this concern.
The ECG.
The ECG concern. We have heard about containers missing. Yesterday we saw the minister's new approach to the situation. So, if
Pascal, to be fair, ECG is not a problem you solve in a day. A company's inefficiency has many portions. If you look at and I'm not holding brief, you've described many losses. There's technical, there's commercial, right? Some issues have to do with old meters that are reading, that when the meter stops reading, people still have power. So which is why the former ECG MD tried to get a change in the meters. So in one sense, some of your losses are occasioned by people not paying. But at least if somebody has a postpaid meter, you know he owes you. But somebody has a prepaid meter, he's used it for 3 years and the meter is not working again, but it's not buying power. So you're also making losses. And to change such a thing, changing the MD of ECG is not enough. So I'm saying it's a structural issue. So if you look at the economic forum that we went to, when they were discussing ECG and Cocoa Board, they brought them under structural transformation. So my point is, you cannot make a structural change in 5 months. So I understand that you cannot be charging we who drive for ECG's problems, but they are linked because it's all energy.
You see,
that's my
I understand your argument, but let me push back. The reason is that, Bernard, if you are in a boat and the boat is leaking, right? What do you first do?
You stop there. You seal the. No, it depends on where you are. You jump out of the boat. I'll jump out of the boat and get to another boat. Because if I'm in the boat and the boat is sinking, I may either do my last prayer, jump into another boat and swim, or if I have time, I can seal the hole. So I don't.
You are using a lawyer's approach. You are the only boat on the high seat, and it's leaking.
What do I do?
Where you are, if you continue without dealing with the leakage, you would have a problem. what do? So the first thing you do, a reasonable person will say,
leakage.
let me stop the leakage. Let me do as much as possible to stop the leakage. Since the government took over, what bold policy measures have been announced by the Energy Ministry to deal with the problems at ECG, as to reduce the technical or the commercial losses?
To be fair, I think the Energy Ministry can speak for itself, and I don't want to put in a position to be. But what I know is that what the Minister of Energy has been saying is that some of this money will be used to pay off old debts. The thing is that IPPs are owed. When I interviewed the US ambassador, she said the same thing. IPPs are owed a lot of money. To the point that the guarantees we got from the World Bank are not going to work anymore. Now, if the people car power is owed, they wrote a letter that they were going to stop providing us power. So, with your analogy, if the power producer doesn't give you power, you are messed up. So find money to pay the power producer, number one. Number two, find money to buy fuel to keep the light on, and then structurally transform ECG to be more viable in the cash waterfall mechanism. That's how I see it from an outside view. So your analogy of the emergency suggests to me that the most desperate thing you need to do is to make sure the person keeps giving you the power. Because if car power, so known as Sogli, and if this guy say don't give you the thing again, then you're going to have light off. Then you are in deeper mess. So you find money to pay them. Do you understand? Then you can transform. This is the logic I see they are trying to do.
You want to court Ghanaians to buy into your vision to transform the energy sector, if that is the vision. So the best thing to do, in my respectful view, is first of all announce that, look, between this time and the next 6 months, these are the robust policy measures that we are taking to plug the losses. And let Ghanaians see that there's some work going on. Thus far, nothing has been done, yet they are asking you and I to continue to pay for losses that they have done nothing about. That's completely unacceptable.
The other thing, Sky, again, my push, but see, I have this feeling that the ECG is being given a bad name by the energy sector for different reasons. Genuinely, ECG is the weakest link in the power chain, because people produce power and sell it to ECG through Gridco, and ECG is not able to recover. But there are other problems in the power sector which is not of ECG's causing. My personal view is that whilst ECG is responsible for about 70% of the problems, it is not necessarily true that everything. For example, transmission lines have to be upgraded. Some of the losses happen in the transmission sector. There are, for example, you are flaring gas. All right, if you had a second gas processing plant, you will produce power cheaper. So the way ECG is caricatured, in my view, is because people also have an agenda for private sector participation, and therefore they make ECG seem to be the only problem in the power sector. Now, the other thing is that there's an accumulated debt. Okay, that accumulated debt is not just ECG that accumulated it. Everybody played a role in the accumulation, including unsustainable subsidies. You sell power in cedis, you procure fuel in dollars. It's a very simple equation. For the past 8 years, your currency has been depreciating. So you go and buy fuel from the high seas at maybe $100,000. At the time you bought it, the cedi was 9. By the time you are paying, the cedi is 13, and you are selling it in cedis. Your PRC says no, don't increase the tariff. So you are just deferring the problem. So maybe politically it is not wise for you to increase tariffs at a particular time because of elections. You defer that. So you enjoy cheap power. During COVID, give people power, they shouldn't pay for power. It has accumulated a debt. Somebody has to pay for that power. So it's not even an ECG problem. Some of it is caused by government's own political decisions. Do you understand? When they were giving book free power for COVID, was it ECG's decision? Now that accumulates a debt, because if I'm a BDC who lifts or if I go and bring fuel to power a gas plant or a power plant, and I'm making an FX loss, I'm not going to pay for that. Yes, is that ECG's causing? It's a political decision. So because of politics, they are not able to disaggregate the problem into two components parts, and they say it's all ECG. And because they want to sell part of ECG, everybody ECG. You get it? If you like, change all the top management of ECG and see if things will change in 1 week. It's a structural issue. The currency stabilization is part of it, because now you can predictably know the level of raising your tariff, because those who bring in the fuel will not be making those losses. Do you understand? So for me, political discourse makes it difficult for you to do the surgical work you need to unravel the sector. But because it's a shouting match, we always come to the same problem. And because of the populism of elections and having to appease people, for example, somebody said, oh, we are paying more for fuel than we are paying for electricity. We are paying more for electricity than we are paying for fuel. So they should will reduce power prices. At what expense? You get me? So somebody has to bite the bullet. Now, my point is, should petroleum consumers be charged a flat tax, I think what Atu and Co should have thought about was to compare the regressivity. So we have something called regressive tax. Okay, I think that poor people suffer when you apply a flat tax.
I was going to go there.
Good. So I think that even if you are going to charge a tax at the X pump, you should use a percentage and not a flat. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's my main problem. But for me, if you're saying you're going to raise the tariff to pay for, it's going to be much worse. You're going to raise electricity tariffs. Do you know how much you pay for power every month in this company? Do you know how much I pay at home for power? So if you raise that by 50%, it's going to increase the cost of production too. So for me, the issue of a tax to pay for the gap will be accepted if I'm shown a plan as to how the money will be used, and Parliament to ensure that it's not diverted anywhere, and that there's a sunset clause. The problem is that all these taxes, when they introduce them, they never end it. So for me, that's my concern. But I feel like this idea that ECG should do this first, I think is a rather, I don't know. Maybe ECG can talk for itself.
How many times in this country have you not been told that we are increasing tariffs or we are introducing this levy in order to deal with the debt at the within the energy sector? Many times.
Every 3
and this thing has been going on since John Kufuor's time.
Special petroleum tax.
Exactly.
Something, energy sector recovery levy.
Exactly.
Energy debt recovery levy. It's like 10.
Exactly. So if the government over the years has not been honest enough in collecting the taxes and applying them the way they actually ought to have applied them, why should we trust that this time around something will change? Especially as they have not brought to us the plans that are necessary to even transform and plug the leakage. So they will ask us, okay, pay for it. And when the cost of electricity goes, what do you call it? The CD against the dollar presents a bigger problem for all of us. Then we chop up. They will come back and say, oh, okay, then we have to do this. I think governments have got to be honest with the citizenry. But the ECG thing, we cannot look at it in isolation. Look, they are not necessarily the same things. But Enclave Power is doing much better when you look at the losses that they record in that space. So ECG and NETCO are in the same league, in excess of 30%. But if you go to Enclave Power, of course, you cannot compare them necessarily, but the point has got to be made that within the private sector, there's 2.5% average loss recorded since 2015. So is it the case that the private sector is much more efficient compared to what a public facing, public utility
power generators?
Exactly. So I think that there has got to be a case made for the level of transformation that will make ECG much more efficient to save us the losses that we continue to suffer, which you and I have got to pay for.
Sky, the power sector is not bankable. That's the truth. And you have to find a way. And again, I think our financial, look, at the bottom of every problem in Ghana is finance. Okay? Financing our development, financing our power sector is a big issue. Now, if you are a bank who wants to invest in the power sector and you look at the track record of payments, the debts are too many. So every week IPPs rise up and say government should pay us. So you get it. So on one hand, the macroeconomy has to be stable enough to allow cost of credit of all kinds to come down. But on the other hand, when you are giving money to somebody, you have two things you can do. You can give the money to somebody on a collateral level or cash flow basis. Now, the cash flow of the person paying back is not good because you don't charge realistic tariffs. Also, this is the other issue. This is what happens when you are desperate in a doomsday situation. Merchants of power generators come and sign agreements with you that give you power at very unreasonable cost per kilowatt hour. Again, the energy ministry, I am told, has tried to negotiate some of the existing power agreements to lower. All right, so I'm told some of it was 13, 14 kilowatt cents per kilowatt hour. They've tried to reduce some of those to more reasonable numbers. So this is the problem. You are in trouble, you need emergency power. The guy comes, signs a deal with you, and you are paying a very high amount per kilowatt hour, and yet you are selling the power because you need political considerations. So Aloski and Co comes to give you power, and they are saying you will pay us 13 cents per kilowatt hour. But your tariff to Caleb Kuda is 6. You're already making a loss.
Doesn't make sense.
So structural change means that the energy minister must go and meet the park and say, bro, this is your 13 thing, it's not sustainable. If you want us to pay you more regularly, I will pay your debt, but you need to also agree that you're going to reduce your 13 cents per kilowatt hour to maybe 6 or 5, so that I can realistically pay you if I charge Caleb for the power. This is what the energy ministry should be doing. If they did that, then I can agree with the increase for a one-off. Again, there's a sunset clause. So they calculate and say, okay, in order to pay the existing debts, I need 5 billion. I'll pay that 5 billion with the caveat that the cost of the generator is going to go down, and therefore regular tariff adjustments can pay for this. Then you solve the problem. Again, this is from an outside view. Who do I have on the line? John Jinapo. Okay, Mr. Jinapo. Good morning. Hello, Honorable Jinapo. Are you there? This is the phone now.
I'm there.
You're here. Okay. So we're having a mini debate here. I'm trying to understand what you and Uncle Atu are doing. And so let me tell you what I understand. You can explain. You guys are increasing the fuel price per liter by 1 cedi, and you are saying you are using that to pay some of the debt in the energy sector and buy fuel, and then hopefully streamline the energy sector. This is what you say you are doing. Is this correct?
Precisely so.
Okay. Since you are so clear about how much you need, are you also clear about how long you will collect that money? Because you gave us a specific figure as to how much you want to collect. But there doesn't appear to be a sunset clause in what your colleague finance minister presented in Parliament.
Exactly so.
So why not?
Forgive me, my voice. Am I clear?
Yes,
now?
you are clear. So why no sunset clause?
Yes, so what we have done is that we are putting in place some measures. This is an arrangement we've put in place, but we'll keep monitoring the economy. We'll keep monitoring the performance. Don't forget, fuel prices have dropped from about 16. Even with this current 1 cedi, we should be around 12 cedi, which means that you still have a reduction of about 4 cedi. And so what we are doing now is that in the price build-up of the electricity tariff, liquid fuels are not part of the tariff structure. Then what we call reserve margin or capacity is not also part of the tariff structure. If we are to put all that on electricity, then you'll be talking about over 50%. That would be too much. But that would have been the realistic and normal decision to take. But as a government, you have to weigh a lot of options. And we believe that with the recent decrease in petroleum products vis-a-vis the exchange rate performance, this should be a less impactful measure in terms of the hit on Ghanaians, so that we can still sustain and provide electricity to the people of Ghana whilst we take steps to deal with the other issues. It's a governance decision.
Well, for a couple of things, you are very clear on how much the debts you need to pay are, right? And therefore you calculated 1 cedi per liter. Why don't you also tell us when you will stop collecting it? Because the history of this country is that every time an energy sector levy is imposed to pay a debt, more often than not, it never ends.
To clarify this quickly. This amount, if you look at the object, clearly, we talk about the debt, where we are, and how unsustainable the debt is. But when you look at the real object, is to help us procure critical fuels, i.e., liquid fuels. And we give the bill of the liquid fuel to be about 1.2 billion. And government says that this 1 cedi would give us about 5 to 6 billion, which is about 60% or 50% of what we require. And so even with this 1 cedi, the finance minister would have to still help us to get some additional money to buy liquid fuels. And so this amount does not necessarily deal with the debt, but to help us procure liquid fuels. As for the debt, we are taking steps. We are renegotiating with the IPPs We are having a payment plan with them so that we stop the bleeding first, reduce the inefficiencies, and turn the sector around. But now we have an immediate challenge, which is how to get liquid fuels in order to continue to sustain the power. So this money effectively helps us to buy liquid fuel.
But in the statement, the finance minister already also said some of it was going to clear existing debt, correct?
That is the whole levy. Because don't forget that there was a levy before this 1 cedi. And because of the liquid fuels, the existing levy does not help us now to clear the debt. So if we get this to help us with liquid fuel, then part of that levy, which is the existing levy, would help us to clear the debt. So for the sake of clarity, when we say paying the debt, it means that the total energy sector levies, part of it will help us to clear the debt. But this 1 cedi specifically helps us to buy liquid fuels, whilst we take steps to increase gas. And we're increasing gas from Nigeria, increasing gas from ENI, increasing gas from Jubilee, and I've just granted approval for the LNG project to continue with alacrity, so that as we reduce the burden on liquid fuel, we can take a second look at all the tax regime.
Fair enough.
We'll be transparent with
There's
people.
a view that some of the debt accumulated is because the cost per kilowatt hour that the power producers are selling power to us is too high. Do you agree? And have you started negotiating to lower that? Because that's where the losses come from.
You are right, Bernard. You are very right, and I agree with you. And that's what we've inherited. So we've constituted a committee to re-engage all these IPPs. The previous government did some work, but we believe that we can push it further. And so we've sent communication to most of the IPPs that we are in this together. If they continue to play hard, eventually the sector will go down and all of us will suffer. So let me use your medium, which goes very far, and appeal to the IPPs that when they come to the table, let's all be reasonable. We've paid a lot of money to the IPPs, and I've seen the modeling, which shows that they've received a lot of money. This is the time for them to also make sacrifices for the people of Ghana, so we can continue to work with them. And that's exactly what we are doing. We've also decided that going forward, all power purchase agreements should be done through competitive process. We require about 300 megawatts of solar. Cabinet has approved that we should open it up, make it competitive, make it transparent, and get the best value for money. So you are spot on.
All right. Finally, for a government that criticized the e-levy, why didn't you use a percentage instead of a flat 1 cedi? Because when you analyze it, 1 cedi per liter is more regressive than, say, a percentage per liter.
No, a percentage is more regressive because what a percentage means is that it's ad valorem. 1 cedi is fixed. So tomorrow, if fuel prices were to increase, the tax you pay will not increase. But if you are to put a percentage to get 1 cedi, tomorrow if fuel prices increase, it means that your tax will be like 1.2 cedi, 1.3 cedi. So the percentage gives government more money, but it hits the consumer more.
But I thought the percentage is better for low consumers. So if I spend or if I buy below a certain amount, the percentage is a lower proportion of my income. But if I buy more, then I pay more.
That's not it at all. That's not it. Because if you want 1 cedi, then I'll calculate today's price and say what percentage gives me 1 cedi. Which means that any time you buy a liter of fuel, you will pay a percentage that gives me 1 cedi today. But tomorrow, if the price were to increase from say 12 to 15, and you still keep that same percentage, it will be an incremental value.
So, okay, of course, the percentage is on the price. But I thought because of the currency appreciation, you were expecting prices to remain constant. So my view is about the constant price. Your assumption is that the price can go up because you don't expect necessarily the strength of the currency to continue? Is that what you're saying?
No, the price is not determined by only the currency, world market price, insurance, and other factors. And if you check the MPA, the price build-up, you will see. But all I'm trying to say is that we believe that a fixed price is better, so that tomorrow, assuming prices were to change, you will still be paying just the 1 cedi. If you think a percentage is good, we can engage. I mean, knowledge does not reside in only one person. I'll be willing to engage you.
All right, let me leave you to go and cure your sore throat. Thank you. That was the energy minister. This is not the end of this. There's going to be a lot of discussion on this in subsequent programs. Many views coming. I think Kale can read a couple before we move to something else.
What's interesting is that whereas if you check the memorandum that Ato Forsen presented, he makes the argument that we need the 1 cedi per litre to clear our energy sector levies. The energy minister is making us understand that we actually need the 1 cedi per litre to now procure the liquid. So it looks as though the 1 Ghana cedi per litre is not even enough to clear our debts.
That's what he's insinuating.
Yes, and even with the liquid, we may not be able to afford all the volumes that we need. So the sunset clause question you asked him, he really didn't answer that. So it gives me the impression that this is going to be there for a long time.
We'll have to push this. Somebody has an answer to Sky's question. Sky asked me, if you're in a boat and the boat is sinking, what do you do? He says, you find money to buy a new boat. Or maybe the mechanic or the mechanic stopping the leakage must be paid, so he finds the money to pay him so he can block the
Is this coming from an IPP?
This is coming from somebody who's in the sector. I would say I would jump into the water and swim. Amazing stuff. I wanted to deal with the president's view on the currency, but I don't know if I have too much time. So what I'll do is to read a couple of announcements, and then Caleb can read some responses to this for me. Now, if you're building big, Vaneado is ready to build with you. From high-end apartments to office blocks, hotels, and private homes, Vaneado is the trusted source and name for premium finishes at project-friendly prices. We supply luxury bathrooms, Scavolini kitchens, and tiles that combine international quality with unbeatable value. Perfect for architects, contractors, developers, and interior designers. And the best part, Vaneado offers bulk deals, special project pricing, and tailored packages to suit every scale. We don't just supply, we partner you to deliver excellence. Visit Vaneado on Ring Road opposite Laboni Junction, or call 055 000 0031. Vaneado, powering bold projects. Bold Food is definitely the number one option for the delivery of all your favorite meals from your favorite restaurants. Chicken Inn brings you an exclusive combo only on Bold Food. 3 pieces of chicken with jollof or fried rice with a 300 ml Coke for only 85 cedis. This is available only through Bold Foods. Download the Bold Food app today and enjoy. Don't forget, the on-air series for City Business Festival is coming on. It's coming on giddy 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 giddy. It's brought to you by APSA, MTN, as well as other sponsors. I will bring you some announcements on those shortly. Caleb, just read 3 quick reactions to this.
Mike says, I think this is fair to remedy the significant malaise in the energy sector. The key elements of exchange rate and interest charges, as well as government's reduction in treasury bill rate borrowing, all point to a positive intention. We bought fuel for 17 Ghana cedis per litre. We need all support to clear this debt as the necessary steps are taken to improve efficiency, build a second gas processing plant, etc., etc. Good morning, City CBS. The energy minister must not be lazy. There is so much waste in the energy sector. How can we continue punishing citizens for wasting it? Fix revenue leakages at ECG. Roland from Control Market Center through. Good morning. If anyone should complain about the tax on petroleum products, it shouldn't be the minority. The government is trying to clean up the mess they left. Well, okay. Kwame from Aflaus, and that Lambert in Dodowa says, good morning, Bernard. I prefer to pay 1 cedi on a liter of fuel than to suffer annoying power outages. For now, I trust this government. This levy isn't progressive. According to the reasoning, if the cedi depreciates, then the levy should go. How do we save ourselves? Big question from you. You didn't add your name. Thank you. All the same.
Get ready for a game changer. SMEs, we're introducing Yellow Biz, our new multi-service bundle with everything you need for smarter business solutions. This is an all-in-one package consisting of a 4G plus router with 10 gig of free data, Microsoft Office 365, genuine Microsoft apps, WebWiz, a customized business website for your business, Unicom Service, a unified business communication solution for your virtual call center, IVR, and conferencing. With MTN Yellow Biz, your business will gain access to advanced productivity tools, a powerful online presence, and superior customer experience. Call 100 or 0244 308 111 or email mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or visit mtn.com.gh/business for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Here is a question. Are you looking for a little more in life without spending more? Well, every city counts. That's why I want to share something that's really made a difference. The Absa Abapa account is designed for people like us, those who work hard and deserve more for less. Here's what I get with an Absa Abapa account: a free GH Link card, access to loans up to 50,000 cedis when I need help, high interest on savings, free SMS alerts to track every peso I've spent, seamless mobile and online banking, no need to join long queues and more. And the best part, it's simple to open. Now, if you're looking for more value, more peace of mind, and more control of your money, then Absa Abapa is the account you need. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. Absa. When we come back, the on-air series is one of my favorites I've done this month. I'm talking to Nanawi Afebuama. He's one of the smartest guys I know in the investment space. He's a chartered finance analyst. Charlie, to get CFA, you have to be a shark. He's the president of the CFA Society in Ghana. And I was asking him, Charlie, now I want to invest too. Because Charlie, the system makes a way. Where should I invest my money? He has some very cold but important answers for us. This is our third in a series of on-air series brought to you by MTN, Absa. And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hey, Akos, you know we have been friends since childhood and we always tell each other everything.
Oh, Cynthia, I know that. And that is why you are my best friend.
We even eat together and I have spare keys to your room. I also know your phone password.
Cynthia, don't I also know your phone password?
Yes, so. But what about your Momo pin?
Hey, no way.
Indeed, Akos. Your Momo pin is your secret. Do not share your pin for any reason or give your pin to someone to send cash on your behalf. Davida, never give out your pin or OTP as a means of claiming a so-called promotional prize one. Your pin is like your toothbrush. It only belongs to you. Stay alert.
MTN.
Mom, please can I have some milk in my Milo?
Have you tasted it?
No, but I didn't see you add milk.
Hey, taste it before you ask me any question.
Hey, milk na chum say.
This is Milo all in one. Milo pampa, cocoa, malt, milk and show, everything is inside.
Milo All-in-One already comes with more milk. Just mix with water and taste the nourishing goodness of quality cocoa, malt, and more milk all in one sachet. Milo, the energy to go further.
This advert is FDA approved.
For more.
Get ready for more. More goals, more drama, more nail-biting edge of your seat. Oh my word, did you see that? 32 teams, 63 matches, one unmissable tournament. The all-new FIFA Club World Cup on SuperSport.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame. How are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame. Ash foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more. Don't waste time and visit any Ash foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash foam. Feel it, know it.
On the go, night or day. BBL up is the easiest way. Bank secure, bank with ease. Right at your fingertips, bank is a breeze. BBL app making banking so clear. Anytime, anywhere we're here. Safe, secure, banking for you. BBL app, simple and true.
Welcome to the future of banking. The Prudential Bank mobile app. Bank secure anytime. Right from your phone. Access your accounts 24/7. Perform instant transactions. Pay bills. Link mobile money wallets. Scan and pay with GHQR. Manage your cards. Make seamless GIP interbank transfers. all with ease. No more banking hours. Take control and app your banking. Experience simple, secure and convenient banking. Download the PBL mobile app now. PBL mobile app. App your banking.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Welcome to another edition of your on-air series for the City Business Festival 2025, brought to you by Absa Bank, also sponsored by MTN and Zonda Technologies. We're still talking personal finance. Today we're looking at investment basics. My guest is the president of CFA Ghana. What is CFA? Chartered Financial Analysts. They are the high level of finance gurus. Nana Uyafebuama. He'll be helping us understand what are investments, what are the various asset classes, and how do you leverage those to create wealth. Stay with us. Welcome back. So my guest for today's edition is Nana Uyafebuama, who's the president of the CFA Society in Ghana, and he'll be helping us think through investment basics. Nana, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Bernard.
Wonderful. So CFA Society is a society of chartered, is it finance or financial analysts?
Chartered financial analysts.
So that's it's like a professional.
Yes, I mean for those aspiring a career in investment management, basically. Okay. Yeah.
So that means like you have chartered bankers and chartered finance people.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Yeah. Somebody said finance is the lifeblood of an economy, and that if we crack finance, we can develop. Do you agree?
I do agree. Without finance, we can't build our roads, we can't build our hospitals, we can't build our schools. So everything revolves around getting
the right
basics.
Finance.
Yeah, I mean right, and that's finance. Yeah.
Interesting. The other thing I think about as somebody who studied economics is that of the 4 factors of production, land, labor, capital, and enterprise, I think our problem in the developing world is capital. Because we have a lot of land, we have people who are reasonably well educated, we are very enterprising people. It appears to me that the financing to unlock our economies seems to be the issue. Is that correct?
I agree, Bernard. US is US. Because they've built a very well-functioning capital market. So without getting the finance right, without getting investing right, you can't really develop. So capital is absolutely crucial.
And in this, I use capital and finance interchangeably. The last point, I was talking to somebody this week about savings, and the person said, if you can't save when you have low income, don't expect to save when your income increases. Second thing they said was, if you don't develop a savings habit, you cannot invest. So in a sense, savings is what builds the muscle for investment. Are those two statements correct?
Correct. I mean, the best personal finance book I've read is Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. And he says, savings is the difference between how much you earn and your ego. Right? So wow. In the book, he cites an example of a secretary. She worked as a secretary for all her life, died and left behind over $5 million in assets to his favorite charity. In the same vein, there was this guy who was a top banker from Merrill Lynch, schooled at Harvard. The same year, Grace, died. Grace was a secretary. he declared bankrupt after earning millions upon millions of dollars. So
savings is the difference between how much you earn and your ego.
Your ego.
I.e., if you want to spend it to keep up with the Joneses, you can't do much.
You'll be broke.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So when we say investment, what are we talking about?
So investment is basically deploying that saving into an asset that can generate either cash flow, i.e. income, or grow in value. So that is basically investment, purchasing an asset that generates income or an asset, that grows in value over time.
That's quite interesting way of putting it. So then, let's talk about what we call asset classes, because you're saying an investment generates cash flow or grows in income, it grows in value, which eventually can also bring more cash.
Yes.
So what are the various things that a person or an institution can invest in? Walk us through.
So broadly, there are two main category of asset classes: fixed income, right, and equities.
Okay.
Right. Those are traditional asset classes. Fixed income is any asset that generates fixed income. So when you buy government bond, you are entitled to a fixed income, and that fixed income is the coupon, not fixed return, fixed income. If you put money in a bank fixed deposit, the bank promises you a certain percentage of income. So those are examples of fixed income investment. If you buy a corporate bond, right, you are entitled to a certain level of fixed income. So all those investments are categorized as fixed income investment: government bond, fixed deposit, corporate bond, etc. And then we have equities. Equities basically is buying a stake in a company. And usually when we talk about equities, we are talking about buying a stake in a listed company. So on our Ghana Stock Exchange, there are quite a number of companies. You can buy a stake in any of those companies. If you buy equities, you are entitled to dividends if the company so declares dividend upon a good performance. And you are also entitled to capital gains or capital loss. A cut, both ways. If the company, does well and investors demand that shares, prices will go up and vice versa. If you purchase fixed deposit, like I said, you are entitled to fixed income. There is also, capital gain, capital loss. 3 years ago, mark-to-market became a topic in vogue because bond prices, generally fell because of higher interest rates. So you bought a bond for 100,000 at 18% coupon. Suddenly, interest rate is now 25%. You want your bond before maturity. If you go onto the market to sell, you would realize a loss. So that is the capital gain, capital loss with fixed income. If you want your money before maturity. However, if you be patient enough to wait and get your money at maturity, you buy a 5-year bond, you wait 5 years' time, the money matures, then you get your principal.
I'll let you elaborate on that when we come to what a haircut means.
Absolutely.
But let me summarize what I've heard so far. There are two general kinds of investment: fixed income and equity. Fixed income could be a government bond, fixed deposit, or corporate bond. And a bond is basically an instrument that somebody sells to you that you buy with the hope that you will be given a particular interest rate, which is called the coupon.
Yes.
Now, equity, you've discussed public equity, which is listed equity.
Yep.
So a company wants to raise money, like MTN, and they sell a share at a particular price. And you're saying, I can gain two things from there. If they declare profit at the end of the year, they pay dividend to shareholders. Or if the share price increases, I can get capital gains.
Yep.
If I'm lucky and they do both in the same year, I'm smiling. Where does private equity fit into this conversation?
So private equity, commodities fall under a category we call alternative investments.
Wonderful.
Right, so if you are interested in business, you want to put your capital into your own business, I see that as private equity or private investment. Right, if you feel because of Donald Trump's, trade, antics, the world is a bit unsafe, and you want a safe haven asset like gold to invest in, that becomes a sort of alternative investment. So anything outside of the fixed income category and the equity category, public equity category, falls under alternative.
Okay.
Right? And
so when we talk of alternative in terms of like private equity, so private equity could mean maybe somebody has a company and he's looking to set it up and he needs money. I could either lend him money, which is debt, or I could say, I'm giving you 2 million CDs for 2% of the company. That's private equity, but this is not a listed company.
Absolutely.
So we come up with an arrangement as to how, as the company grows, I will benefit from that investment. So that's private equity.
Yeah, but because of the complexities in that particular form of investment, you would want to, give that 2 million to a fund manager that specializes in investing
that type of thing.
Exactly.
So that depending on what the company gets, we can know how I grow.
Exactly.
Because the company may go and raise more money, and then my 2 million, which used to be 20%, can become 5%. So I need to understand those dynamics before I do that type of thing.
Exactly, and there are specialists, fund managers that specializes in investing in private equity, because the due diligence it takes, to invest in opaque private company is difficult, right? And once the investment, goes into those companies, you don't sit passively. You are probably actively involved in ensuring there's value for your money. So if you're an individual and you were doing it yourself, you'd want a board seat, dictate policies, so that your money, your 2 million, doesn't go down the drain.
Okay.
It is difficult, for an individual, to do. Right? You can do it, but then it's quite, difficult. However, there are private equity funds that specializes in raising, capital from high net worth individuals who have 2 million to invest, from institutional investors like pension funds that have $5 million. They pool all this capital, go out there, do the hard work, identify companies that are credit or equity worthy, invest in those companies, and then actively monitor those investments to ensure.
So private equity firms play a role of matching demand with supply.
Absolutely.
Critical for an economy.
Absolutely.
Young businesses needing money, private equity firms can help you get ready for the money. Wealthy funds, whether sovereign or not, looking for investment-worthy vehicles. So PE firms play that very important role.
They do.
All right. Now, I've heard other things like commodities, currency, real estate. Where do they fall in your general description of asset classes?
So all alternatives.
They are also alternatives.
All alternatives. All alternatives. So yes, real estate falls under alternative. And real estate, basically, I guess, is the biggest asset class, right, on planet Earth, right? So real estate, is there, but then again, like I said, it takes active management.
Yeah,
you need to.
We'll do a series on real estate later.
Yeah.
What about commodities and then currency?
Yeah, gold, diamond, platinum. They are all alternatives, right? You need to understand the cycles to be able to invest in those assets and make money. But they all fall under alternative asset class. So the category under alternative is broad. That's why I said anything outside of the traditional fixed income and traditional public equity investment can be categorized as alternatives.
A lot of my listeners would say that they buy T-bills, which is shorter term. Where would they be? Is T-bills fixed income? Simpliciter?
Fixed income. Fixed income.
Because but it is on the shorter term end of the fixed income stick.
Exactly. So when it comes to the fixed income category, we have various maturities: short term, long term, and medium term. So treasury bill will fall under the short term category.
So in investment, what is short term? What is medium term? What is long term? Is it accepted globally, or it depends on where you are in the world?
Yeah, I think accepted. Yeah, it's basic. So in Ghana, I classify anything below 1 year as short term, anything between 1 year to 5 years as medium term, and then 5 years above long term.
So T-bills are definitely short term.
Definitely short term.
This is a preamble I've used throughout the week. People say when investors prefer the short end of the investment stick, it suggests a certain lack of confidence. That the more confidence grows in the economy, the more long term their horizon. Is that correct?
So maybe for the institutional, big money guys, yes. But then for personal, finance, I think your decision should be something you do that would make you sleep well at night.
Correct.
Right? I keep saying when it comes to investment, it's not really about the returns you're making, but then the time period. How committed are you to invest over a long period of time? That's where the gains are from. So institutional investors, banks, that buy investments, can make certain investment decisions based on their outlook on the economy. But for an individual who is trying to accumulate wealth, it is what will make you, sleep well at night. If given your money to the government, for 2 years, will cost you sleepless nights because you're unsure what will happen in 2 years, just do 91 days and keep rolling it over, right? If committing 1 year capital to a bank in a fixed deposit would give you, some, heartburns when you hear, certain news, just do your 91 days and roll it over. So yes, investment maturity decision by investors kind of informs on the outlook of the economy. But for an individual,
it depends on the circumstance. We'll pause there and come back. This is the honest series of the Citi Business Festival 2025, brought to you by Absa Bank, MTN, and Zonda Tech. When we come back, we'll continue discussion on investment basics and try and understand some of the dynamics of the 2022 debt exchange and what it means for your investment decisions going forward. Stay with us. Welcome back to the honest series of the Citi Business Festival, which is on Channel 1 Television and on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Bernard Avle. This is our third in the series for the week where we are looking at investment basics. My guest, Nana Uyafebuama, who is the president of the CFA Society in Ghana, an investment financial consultant and expert who has been breaking things down for us this morning. Now we know there's fixed income and there's equity, and he's given us various diagrams in our heads. Now, I just wanted to come back to something. So clearly, bills are the short end of the bond market. Yes. And then there's fixed income and there's equity, which you explained really nicely. You were explaining mark to market when before we went on off air. So in 2022, after the financial challenges, there was a big announcement that the government was now going to mark people's investments to market. A lot of people were quite upset. What was the alternative to market? What was happening before that? And what does it mean to mark something to market? So you gave a 100 cedi example. I buy a 5-year bond, 100 cedis, 18% coupon rate, expecting that if I keep the money there after 5 years, I'll get both the principal and the 18%. What does mark to market mean, and why was it so controversial at the time?
Mark to market. Well, thanks for the question. So every investment out there has potential reward, that is the return, and risk. So when you buy an equity in a company listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange, your share price could go up, it could come down, right? We created the impression in Ghana that fixed income investment is riskless. So when you buy the government bond that is promising a 20% coupon, a 5-year bond, right? You get your coupon every year until maturity. At maturity, you get your money back. Now, the risk with this kind of investment is you may have bought your bond at 20%, but interest rate within the economy goes up and down, right? When interest rate, goes, down, value of investment goes up. So you buy your 5-year bond, 100,000, cedis, 5-year maturity this year. Next year, interest rate, comes down to 15%. If you decide, to sell your bond, right, you would sell your bond at a higher price because interest rate is 15%, government will issue new bond at 15%, which will make your 20% bond in high demand. So there'll be more demand to get your 20% bond. And when demand outstrips supply, prices goes up. So that becomes capital gain.
For you, the person
who is selling before maturity.
Wonderful.
Vice versa, if you buy at 20% and suddenly interest rate in the economy is 30%, and government is issuing new bonds at that 30% interest rate, what happens to your bond? Investors would want to demand that 30% bond that is newly issued.
So your 20% is not attractive?
Attractive. So people would dump. Holders of that 20% bond would dump, sell your bond to realize cash and go and chase the 30% bond. So that is the basic explanation of mark-to-market. When interest rate fluctuates in an economy, the value of bonds and fixed income securities also fluctuates. You are only promised your principal if you are holding to maturity, right? If the bond matures in 5 years' time, irrespective of what happens to interest rate, you get your bond. So really what happened in 2022 was most of the outstanding bonds in the market were sold at 17, 18, 19%. And suddenly the country was confronted with economic crisis, and interest rate suddenly moved above 25. Now what happens was smart investors who had mutual funds and had monies in collective investment scheme saw their returns on those mutual fund investments, probably 18, 19%, compared it with the returns on treasury, bill and treasury bonds, 25, 26%. And they thought they could dump their mutual fund and go and buy treasuries. So we saw quite a number of outflows from mutual funds. At the time, mutual funds were not marking to market. So really, mutual funds, were accumulating losses because they were making, their investors, whole. They go onto the market, to sell because there weren't much liquidity coming in. They sell at a discount, yet still, pay.
So they were making massive losses?
They were making massive losses. And we thought, or I thought from a professional standpoint, the only way to stem that tide of investors really gaming the system, there was a clear arbitrage, was to introduce mark-to-market. So if you want your money, fine, you can get your money. But then we are going to sell at the market and whatever value we get.
So it means that common sense should have told us to lock in mark-to-market from the beginning.
From the
so
beginning.
It looked like the investment schemes overpromised.
Absolutely.
Thinking that things would be stable. And when instability came in, they had to now change the rules. So that's what led people to lose confidence in the collective investment schemes.
That's what happened.
Which people still say the schemes are paying for. Because it looks like a lot of people's trust in those types of investments went down because they were not fully told the fine print.
Absolutely.
So that's what went
Absolutely.
on.
And genuinely too, there were people who really needed money for very, good reasons and suffered, the consequence. There were some that barely, saw a clear arbitrage opportunity. So I agree. We should have marked to market the value of all securities, fixed income, right from the word go, right? And I keep saying, on the professional side, if we were doing that, you ask the question, we would have seen the crisis, coming, and probably rebalance our portfolio, sold our long-term holdings, and invest in short-term. Because once you hold a fixed income security that have a short time to maturity, the impact of interest rate changes does not hit you that much.
Quick question. Because not everybody understands these things, collective investment schemes are portrayed as a vehicle that can help you because they pool resources and they use their expertise to diversify. Are they still feasible? What's the better one? A viable option for people who want to climb up the investment ladder, collective investment schemes?
They are absolutely. They are. For non-professionals, you don't have much options, right? So I think collective investment schemes are a viable option. And to be, blunt, there were some individuals who had money in collective investment schemes, complain about the mark-to-market. Those same individuals, held bonds with government from various financial institutions, and they saw, the significant loss from their direct holding, and
yet they were expecting the collective investment schemes not to do the same. So they were taking haircuts for the individual bonds, but hoping that because I think they felt that the collective investment scheme was the hedge, because they believe that a collective scheme has more people and they have more expertise in managing. So they were hoping to get more from there. So I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it was the black swan. You can't really, yet still, I think, most, of the collective investment scheme, they've stayed, true to the course. They've provided, liquidity, albeit, not to the level of the client expectation.
Okay.
So the credible, well-managed collective investment scheme came through for their clients.
Yeah.
They were obviously, bad nuts who, took, money and invested in something else. Those.
Yeah. Final point. A lot of people, because of the crisis and the haircuts, have become skeptical about anything, whether it's a government bond. Some people think that's good because they would look at equities more, and they would also look at other classes. Now, two things. We're told that the economy is revamping and confidence is going up. What's your general comment about what this renewed confidence in the economy should mean for people's investment decisions?
No, I think the lessons out there, Bernard, is diversification. Right? Diversification, we say, is a free lunch. So do not put all your eggs in one basket. If you had diversified, well prior to 2022, I don't think, you would have taken those mark-to-market losses on your mutual funds or on your direct investment in government bond. You may probably have resorted to other investments that you have to meet your liquidity needs. So, the lessons from everything we've gone through as an industry, as an economy, is diversification, right? And those, who, fails, because of what they've gone through, they won't invest. I like using this analogy. If you get, a stomach bug because you ate a bad food, will you say, I won't eat, again? I think investing is part of us. As long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest. So, yes, sorry, you've been affected because of everything we've gone through, but you can't sit on the fence.
So let's learn from the mistakes.
Exactly.
Maybe the Society of Professional CFA. Could take the lead in educating the public more.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the program.
Bernard, thank you very much for the opportunity.
We're talking to Nana Yafibuama, who is the president of the CFA Professional Society, or Professional Chartered Finance People, and he's been helping us understand the basics of investment. This is not a comprehensive one. We will discuss real estate in our next program. Thank you so much for watching and listening. This program has been brought to you by Absa Bank, MTN, and Zonda Technologies. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
For more.
Get ready for more. More goals, more drama, more nail-biting edge of your seat. Oh my word, did you see that? 32 teams, 63 matches, one unmissable tournament. The all-new FIFA Club World Cup on SuperSport.
Hot John! Jobs! Tired of HR headaches? Simplify your business with Hot Jobs Africa. As your one-stop HR shop, we handle recruitment, labor outsourcing, expatriate management, consultancy services, and corporate trainings. Plus, we offer staff basing and 100% staff support to boost productivity. Don't let HR hassles hold you back. Contact Hot Jobs Africa today. Call us on 030-3980-362. WhatsApp us on 020-433-6004 or email info@hotjobsafrica.org. Visit our website www.hotjobsafrica.org. Hot Jobs Africa. Think HR, think Hot Jobs.
Hot Jobs!
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Burna Boy, Trevor Noah, Black Coffee, Chimamanda the writer, Febe Magugu the fashion designer, and many more young African icons didn't get where they are by following mainstream paths. They did things differently. Say yes to doing things differently. Say yes to the creative person within you, the maker, innovator, entrepreneur. Chart a new path, learn new skills, globally recognized by the American Welding Society and Pearson's BTech. So whether in Ghana or abroad, you will shine. Say yes to DTI, a learning experience that is next level. Go to dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Massa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's fast approaching 9:40. City Breakfast Show. We are friends from GIMPA, Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, to talk to us about what's unique about their school, what new programs they're introducing, in which of their departments, and how you can apply and get a GIMPA education. I have Dean of Students, Professor Augustina Akono. Prof, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I also have Dean of School of Public Service and Governance, Dr. Patrick Tandolfin. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And I have Dr. Nana Asini, who is the rep of the Dean for the School of Technology and Social Sciences. Welcome, Doc, as well.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. So let me start with Prof. Akono. Let's talk about GIMPA. What makes you unique for academic and professional development?
Thank you very much, and good morning to our cherished listeners. Let me also take this opportunity to greet the GIMPA alumni, current and prospective students. After nearly 65 years of GIMPA's existence, a key to our success has been the consistency of purpose in delivering high quality programs from bachelor's through to master's and the PhD in law, public administration, business administration, technology, and the social sciences. What makes us unique? We have small class sizes, and this fosters engagement and learning. We also have a dynamic mix of students where you have the old and experienced, and then the young and innovative coming together. We also use a case learning approach where we bring in real world situations, and this brings meaning to the concepts and principles that are taught in the classroom.
Wonderful.
Beyond that, we also have scheduled tours to industries to foster learning. And then we have a variety of student clubs and associations, which gives our students the options to explore their passion and also build on their leadership skills.
Wonderful.
And to add up to that, we are also interested in the holistic development of our students, and therefore we are more intentional about providing internship opportunities for our students. We also provide them with support in terms of emotional and psychological counseling. And then we also have a number of partnerships across world-renowned universities, and we provide study abroad opportunities for our students to either study or a semester or a year to prepare them for the global market space.
So what new programs or academic opportunities can prospective students expect in this coming academic year?
I think I would defer that to the deans.
Okay, let's start with Doc Tando Ofin. So you are from the School of Public Service and Governance. Tell me about some new programs and opportunities you are putting out.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ben. At the School of Public Service and Governance, our flagship programs include the Masters in Public Administration, which is the standard program that we still carry as our mandate for the public sector in Ghana. And we run this program, in fact, the Public Administration program, we run it from undergraduate through postgraduate to PhD level.
Correct.
And so it's one of the programs that this coming year we are inviting people to apply to. We have also introduced programs in international relations and diplomacy, considering the globalization agenda and what it means for all of us. So that is also one of our hot programs. And then as a developing country, we also run programs in public health, Masters in Public Health. We also run a program in the Masters in Occupational Health and Safety. So that people who are working in the industry and we have to have health and safety officers. These are the programs that appeal to people in that category. At the business school, if I may, we have programs in operations and supply chain, project management. These are all one-year programs. So if you start in September, you'll be done in August the following year, and then by December you graduate.
Wonderful. What about the School of Technology and Social Sciences, Dr. Sin? Tell me about some of the programs you have there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me take the opportunity to thank our alumni and the current students. Some of the programs that we have, I think I should take advantage also to say that the school will be celebrating its alumni week within September. So students that used to be in School of Technology and the School of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences are supposed to come together. Now, on the programs that we have Masters in Information and Communication Technology. We have Masters in Information Technology and Law, which is a very good program. We have Masters in Industrial Analytics, Masters of Science in Digital Forensic and Cyber Security. We have Masters in Information Technology, and all these programs you can also graduate in search of having MPhil in them. We also have programs that is MA in Development Communication, MA in Public Relations, and Master of Science in Economic Policy, Master of Science in Energy Economics, Master of Science in Financial Economics, then Master of Philosophy in Economics. We also are introducing Master of Science in AI. Undergraduate program, we have Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Bachelor of Science in Information Communication and Technology, Bachelor of Science in Hospitality and Tourism, then Bachelor of Science in Economics and Data Science, which is a new program. We also have postgraduate diploma programs as well.
These master's programs you talk about, what's the general qualification? And number two, how flexible are your schedules in terms of the online versus weekend and all that? Can you just walk me through some of those? Let me stay with you if I come to him.
Yeah, so basically we have weekend programs.
Okay.
We have weekdays, that's in the evening and during the day.
Correct.
So basically you can choose which one you want to have at a particular point in time. So in terms of weekdays, masters normally they start at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Weekends also start Friday in the evening, Saturday and Sunday. Most of these programs focus on 1 year.
Okay.
So within 1 year, you are sure that you can have your masters.
Wonderful. What about for the School of Public Service and Governance?
Yes, we have campuses in Tema, Takrady, and Kumasi.
Oh, nice.
So the options are flexible so that participants can fit their schedule within these spaces. Where it has become necessary, we have run customized programs for institutions. For example, between 2013, 14, and 2018, we ran a customized Masters in Public Administration for the energy sector actors, Grico, VRA, and Bui Power.
Nice.
And they used to send people to Harvard. And then when we engaged them, they found that we could do the same thing here at much lower and save exactly. So they had 60 officers each for both Grico and VRA. As we speak, the chief executive in the last couple of years, the chief executives of Grico and VRA are beneficiaries of these programs. And we've done the same for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And so we are appealing to all the public sector agencies that we'll be approaching them for customized programs in public administration, because their people need to be trained in that skill to be able to manage our enterprises very well.
Any scholarship or financial aid offerings available for applicants?
Not at the moment, but there are discussions in place to look into that.
Okay, continue.
And yes, institutions like the head of service have liaised with the scholarship secretariat and some of our bilateral partners to just receive some scholarships to sponsor participants.
Specific programs.
Yes, especially the public administration.
Wonderful.
And now we also have the Masters in Monitoring and Evaluation as a developing country. So, and it's a very good area that people are developing skills, because it's one of the line departments within any of the ministry department and agencies.
Amazing. We're talking to friends from GIMPA, discussing some new programs and offerings at both the School of Public Health, Public Science, Public Service and Governance, and the School of Technology and Social Sciences. Now, let's talk about current admission timelines. We are in June. What admission windows are there? And talk to us about how prospective students can apply.
Okay, thank you very much. Bernard, before I talk about that, I want to briefly highlight on the Master of Laws program that we have at our School of Law. We have the LLM in Dispute Resolution Law and Practice, LLM in International Trade and Business Law, LLM in International Criminal Law and Justice, and the General LLM. But you need to have the LLB to be able to enroll in these programs. Our deadline for admission is August 17th for the September admissions. And to apply, you need to go onto the GIMPA website, which is www.gimpa.edu.gh, and you'll find a green button which says apply now. Once you click on it, it will take you to the portal where you have all the admission requirements. You need to read them carefully. Once you follow the instructions, you should be able to apply. And then if you have any other inquiries...
So this is one portal for all the schools. It's not
please.
different portal for different schools. So that green apply now is the key thing to look for. Okay.
And you can also look us up on our social media space at Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and our handle is GIMPA_Greenhill. To also call us, we have 059 708 6843 or 0242151930. And for WhatsApp only is 050-1620-138.
So go online, look for that button, call the number, or visit the campus. GIMPA is, as you say, we are at Green Hill, but there's also a Takrady, there's a Kumasi and a Tema office as well. I hope to hear you again shortly before the August window, right? It's August 17
for the September
window as well. Thank you. We have to leave it here. I've been speaking to friends from GIMPA, Professor Agustina Kuno, who's the Dean of Students. Dr. Nana Asin is the rep from the School of Tech and Social Sciences, and then Dr. Patrick Tandolfing, Dean of School of Public Service and Governance. So you know what to do to get that high quality education.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Human resource is crucial for Ghana's development. The Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management Ghana presents CIHRM 2025 Conference under the theme Regulating HRM in Ghana, Standards, Ethics and Sustainability. Date 18th to 19th June 2025. Venue Alisa Hotel, Northridge, Accra. Conference fees: members 3,200 Ghana cedis, non-members 4,000 Ghana cedis, student members 2,000 Ghana cedis. For sponsorship, partnerships, special discounts, call 024-327-8694 or 020-811-2644 today. Sponsors: GCB, VRA, Gridco, NPA, Ghana Airport, We Power Authority. Media partners: Channel 1 TV and Citi FM. CIHRM 2025 Conference, transforming work and workplaces. Be there.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Coming to a quick close with friends from Impact Investing Ghana, who are the key curators for a very important week coming up next week. It's the Africa Impact Summit 2025 with a pre-event, and it's a third in the series that's happened. First one was in Cape Town, second was in Nairobi. West Africa has its turn. I have in studio my friend Amma Latte, who's joining me with Josephine Brown from Impact Investing Ghana. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bernard.
I see the color of the hair has come back to black. That's good. You have gone to ginger.
Yes, I'm
Amazing.
inspired by hair.
So, Amma, the Africa Impact Summit, I've heard about it. I think the first was in South Africa. We've had one in Nairobi. I'm told it's coming to West Africa. Give me some quick background to the Africa Impact Summit.
So the Africa Impact Summit is a summit that brings together private sector actors and government around one question. How do we mobilize more money into businesses that can deliver jobs, can deliver impact, education, healthcare, etc. at scale? So not small amounts of money in the billions.
Correct.
And it's really a conference about action. So there are deal rooms where deals will actually be done. We have a number of initiatives to mobilize money. There are a number of vehicles that will be showcased that are mobilizing the money. There's stuff for entrepreneurs who want to be investor ready so they can absorb the money. So it's all about action.
Are we talking private equity now?
So some of it is private equity, some of it is private debt. It can be guaranteed products, insurance products. It cuts across the financial services spectrum, but it's about appropriate capital that can enable the private sector to really become that engine of transformation that we want to see across Africa.
So typically you have both the demand and supply side in the room.
Yes.
Companies that need money and companies that have money. And basically you're bringing them together for how long?
So it's a whole week. So we're hosting with Nigeria. We have a study tour to Nigeria, which participants can be part of for free once they register for the main summit. Of course, you have to buy your own plane ticket.
No problem.
And then on the 10th, we have a really exciting event, the Ghana Diaspora Investment Summit. And that one is free.
Okay.
That summit is about mobilizing remittances, Remittances are now about 6% of GDP, much larger than aid, but most of it is in consumption. How do we take a bit of that from consumption to production?
I like that.
And what are the products? What are the services? It's brought by to us by a number of partners, GIZ and Canadian Global Affairs, along with many other partners, GIPC, the Office of Diaspora Affairs, and others. And it's really going to be a conversation around practical solutions. There will be solutions highlighted, and we want this to be a summit that leads to action.
So the pre-event one is open to the public?
Yes.
And that's being held in Ghana?
Yes.
But that's on the 10th?
Yes.
So that's Tuesday from today. Then the main event starts on the 11th.
Yes. The main event starts on the 11th.
And that is a register-only event.
Yes.
Who's registering? Is it the guy who needs the money or the guy who has the money to give, or both?
Both.
Everybody's registering.
Both have to register.
Yes. Who are some of the key speakers to expect? Who are other partners? And what else do people who attend get? Maybe let me hear you briefly on this.
Oh, yes. So as we mentioned, as Amma mentioned, the goal of the summit is to get the demand and the supply in the room.
Yes.
And so this includes from businesses, enterprises, if you're an enterprise support organization, whether you're a DFI, a policy maker, you're an investor, we want to get all these people into the room to have this conversation, and then this conversation that moves money across the ecosystem, right? We have, speakers like Ibukun Awosika.
Okay, I know that.
Yes, we have the CEO of Injaro attending. We have several other partners. The director for Ford Foundation, West Africa, the regional director for Ford Foundation, and a lot of other key speakers. But the goal is to have all these people in the room and to take action. We have different panel discussions. UNDP, one of our partners, will be launching a report at the summit as part of everything that we'll be doing. During the summit, we have what will be what we call the deal rooms, organized and powered by Deal Source Africa. Nice. So this is an initiative that connects businesses with investors, right? So there was a pre-registration. Investors send us their criteria, and we also reach out to business. We open a call for businesses to sign up. If you are a business who makes, let's say this investor is looking for this amount of this business that makes an annual turnover of this amount, right? And then we put out a call and you register for the deal room, and we connect you to the investor. So these will be happening on the first and second day throughout the summit. That's one of the side events, and we call them in-person deal rooms. And so that's on the side.
I see. Amma, how will a company listening know that this is a summit for them?
So if you're looking to raise money and you are investor ready, this is a good summit to expand your network. If you're not ready, investors are looking for businesses that can give them a good return. So they are not looking to throw away money. If you plan to raise money in the future, and you also want to build your network and understand more about the space of investing, this could be a summit for you. But it's also a summit for investors. So if you are an investor who is wanting to connect with other investors, connect with catalytic capital providers, this is the summit for you. If you are a market builder, an association wanting to understand this space of impact investing, what does it mean? How can your association tap into it? This is also a summit.
How does a company register for this event?
So if you go to africaimpactsummit.org, you can sign up for all the events.
africaimpactsummit.org.
Yes.
All right.
You can sign up. Once you register for the main summit, you can sign up for the study tour to Nigeria for free. You can also sign up for the Ghana Diaspora Investment Summit. That is on the 10th, on the same website, and then you can sign up for the main summit. It's not free.
No.
Josephine will tell us about the tickets.
Yes. So we've done our best to reduce the prices to make it very cost
affordable.
Yes. So across the world, conferences like this are usually, $600 plus, and we've attended a few, but we've done our best to make it affordable for businesses, investors, and so a ticket is going for $340.
Okay.
For corporate tickets, you can get 3 tickets for $960 as well, and then we also have tickets for DFIs, a foundation pass.
They are bigger.
Yes.
So they will pay more.
Yes. We welcome them.
Which number should we call to buy tickets or inquire about tickets, or just go online still?
Yes. So and if you can't join us in person, we have a virtual ticket going for just $100.
So just join virtually.
Yes, and amazing. The platform that we're using allows you to network with speakers, other attendees, as well as participate in the main sessions and also the different breakout sessions that we'll be having.
I like this already.
Yes.
We have run out of time, but I just wanted a final word from you on why this is making you so excited.
So this is exciting for me because we need to see systems change. That's the theme for the summit.
Right.
And for that to happen, it is private sector actors stepping up and saying, we're just going to do it.
All right.
And we're going to partner with government. We're going to partner with others. And this is it. It's 3 years of us working. And together we've mobilized over 30 million. We're looking at $1 billion plus over the next couple of years. And so I'm excited.
We're speaking to Amma Latte, who is the big woman at the Ghana Impact Investing. That's Impact Investing Ghana.
Yes.
She's the CEO, and she's been assisted in this interview by Josephine Brown, who is a communications person. So you heard it here first. It's happening on the 11th to the 13th. There's a pre-conference which is free at the that's focused on diaspora investments. There's also a trip to Nigeria. I'll tell you more about this in subsequent programs. So we are completely out of time. So I'd just like to bring in Ejubi Afia Kentin to bring us the news highlights. 3 minutes after 10, Ejubi, what's in the news?
Coming up, Energy Minister defends newly imposed tax